All right, everybody, here we go. We are about to get this final table started. We are here at Meskwaki Casino in Tama, Iowa. This is Brian Meskwaki. I got the A team today, gentlemen. I've got Adam Friedman and Josh Reichert. It's been a good event, gentlemen. We've got 424 runners. We're down to our final table of 10. Tom Hammers was the final table bubble. Good friend of mine in 11th place, so sad to see Tom go, but another deep run for him. And we've got 3 previous MSPT champions still in the mix here, and Ken Pates is one of them. In the 7th seat, he picks up pocket jacks on the first hand of play.
We're at 30,000 right now?
Yeah.
All right.
He made it 110K. Nobody else has anything, so. Yeah, it's too bad Hammer's busted out. He always makes the entire room more entertaining when he's there, so.
If he was here, we wouldn't need commentators. There you see it. We've got 23 minutes left in round 25, 15,000, 30,000, 5K ante. All these players are guaranteed $6,555. And it took us a little bit to get to this final table, but nobody's in, there you see it, Jason Sell, 10 big blinds is the short stack, so he's going to have to make a move relatively soon, but fortunately for him, he is on the button, so he can be a little patient. As we get going here, we'll go around the horn and give you a little info on each one of these players. As I said, we've got 3 previous MSPT champions. In the in the 1 seat and the 2 seat is Jason Sell and Dan Hendrickson. And there in the 7th seat with the gray hat on, that is Ken Pates, also an MSPT champ. Both of them looking to become, I think, our 3rd 2-time champion. I bet I should know this. I got to look that up.
I think it's going to be higher than 3.
I think you're probably right.
I played with him.
I am way off. There has been 7 2-time champions, 1 3-time champion. So 3 players here with a chance to become the 9th. And one cool stat here at this final table: DQ Dan Hendrickson in the 2 seat. He's out of Faribault, Minnesota. He just became, and it took to November of season 8 for it to make it happen, but he is the 4th player. There have only been 4 who have cashed in all 8 seasons of the MSPT. So the other 3 that have done it and still have the streak alive are, of course, Ku Vang, Jeremy Dresch, and Matt Kirby. All 3 of those players have cashed in all 8 seasons. And DQ Dan, with his cash today and now a final table, has become the 4th. There's 1 player with still a chance. That's Joe Matheson out of Minnesota as well. He has not yet cashed in season 8. He's got 3 events left to do it to maintain the streak to become the 5th heading into season 9. That's pretty cool.
He picked up 8s here. Yeah, that's impressive to have success in poker along with longevity, A lot of people can be a flash in the pan, but to do it over time like he has, it's impressive.
So Dan, once again in the 2 seat there, who just moved all in, he has 12 MSPT cashes. This is his 5th MSPT final table. His previous finishes are 10th, 1st, 9th, and 10th. So he's kind of all or nothing here at these final tables. He's got 4 9th and 10th place finishes, but he does have a win for $106,000 that came at Canterbury Park. Definitely a nice score there for Dan. He's got $155,000 lifetime earnings here on the MSPT, so he's had some great success. And
you've seen every final table. You've seen about every final table. Is it coincidence how it's worked out like that, or is he full blown? Is he the first or last?
Yeah, I think that's just a coincidence. I wouldn't classify Dan as ultra aggressive, and I wouldn't classify him as tight.
So he's definitely not
kind
Ricky
of in
Bobby.
the middle.
So he's not Ricky Bobby?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Looks like Max is probably going to double up Bennett here. Ace queen suited versus aces, and
he's only got to
Bennett's
call
got 14 bigs, yeah.
Yeah, that's Roger Bennett out of Kirksville, Missouri, with the aces.
Will he get tricky and just call?
He min-clicked, well, I mean, not min-clicked it, but he doubled his bet.
I'm not a fan of the min-click there. I think you're better off either flatting or jamming there.
I agree.
That looks way too fishy. Just like basically min-raising on a 14 big stack.
I wonder if Max could ever fold here. I don't... Like,
yeah, that's
for
a tough
60K
spot.
more, ace-queen suited, maybe you see a flop, but like effective stacks against Bennett is... what's he going to do if he misses the flop? Check fold with these stack sizes?
You can. I don't think there's anything wrong with that in this spot. I mean, if that's what you're going to do, I mean, if you really think he's loaded here, I mean, maybe he's capable of doing it with just jacks.
So he's going to see a flop.
Yeah. This is one of the very few times I actually don't mind necessarily going for, if whatever, check fold and.
Yes.
I mean, granted, it does look like he's loaded here.
There's a paint card in the middle, I think. What is it? Okay. So he flopped a gut shot, but no clubs.
Yeah. So he'll get away cheap
Tough
here.
spot. He's just gonna check fold, I guess.
Yeah, Roger Bennett's going to fire out a 125K bet, and Max is going to get away relatively cheap here.
I wonder if Bennett had shoved, if Max would have called.
Yeah, that would have been a tough spot.
Usually with a 14 big blind shove and ace-queen suited, you'll happily call, but things play out a little differently at these final tables.
So Bennett picks up some chips there. He, as I mentioned, out of Kirksville, Missouri. This is his third MSPT cash, his first MSPT final table. He's a financial advisor, and we see him around here once in a while. He hits this Tama stop pretty regularly with his buddy Jeff Grimes. Most to know Grimes if you're around the mid-major circuit.
I had a hand too, though. That's the thing.
Always wearing his Hawaiian shirt and his fancy hat. Cracking jokes.
Yeah, Grimes is always fun to have at the table.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite people to find here on the MSPT tour. Whenever I'm able to get out here. Very nice guy, very funny guy.
Is DQ gonna open ace-9? No. Okay.
So Jason Sell there in the one seat. His MSPT score was for over Jason Sell in the one seat. Sixth MSPT cash, third MSPT final table. He has a fourth and a first. His first place was for $98,000. He has 125K lifetime on the MSPT. There's Havlish in the sixth seat is going to fold. 16 minutes left in this level. 424 down to 10 here at Meskwaki Casino. Always a good time being back. And we will be here 3 times again in 2018, all of which are $300,000 guaranteed. We've got a lot of even stacks here, gentlemen. Nobody's been able to run away with it yet. Sell the shortest stacks with 9 bigs. He's going to have to make a move before too long. But there's not a ton of, I guess, ICM spots or anything like that with everybody being so equal. It's going to take a little time to play out.
Yeah, there's no tiny stacks that everybody has to wait on to bust, so.
Right.
That was a crucial pot that DQ picked up with the 8s when he got the shove through, because he was similar stack.
He only had about 10 bigs.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the ace-9 suited folded so quickly. I mean, I'm not saying I don't disagree with the fold. I'm just surprised he folded as quickly as he did.
Yeah, I didn't even consider it. Another guy folded ace-9 suited that hand as well, which obviously he doesn't know, but gives him a lot less outs.
And Sel's going to be able to get his 9.5 big jam through King Jack here. Always dangerous when you're jamming King Jack with 6-7 spots back behind you, but
Yeah, it feels good when you get
Crucial
that
pot.
through, right?
Just very
Buy some
happy to
time.
have everyone fold.
of course.
There you can see it, $90,152 up top. You'll notice, you know, Josh, you and I talked about it a little bit earlier. It's a little bit flatter of a pay scale. It's replicates the WSOP pay scale.
Thank you.
We'll go around here real quick. Jason Sell out of Plymouth, Minnesota in the 1 seat. DQ Dan Hendrickson out of Faribault, Minnesota in the 2 seat. Al Carpenter out of Cedar Falls, Iowa in the 3 seat. Victor Hoffman out of Cedar Valley in the 4 seat. John Kerfman in the 5 seat out of Fishhook, Illinois.
Farm boy John.
Max Havlish in the 6 seat out of Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Ken Pates out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota in the 7 seat. John Hanner out of St. Paul, Minnesota in the 8 seat. Roger Bennett in the 9 seat out of Kirksville, Missouri. And John Roush out of Cedar Falls, Iowa in the 10 seat. So we've got a good mix here. We've got, surprisingly, 5 players out of Minnesota in this Iowa event at the final table. And it's a nice little comeback from Minnesota players. We get a ton of, like I said, Minnesota players at this event. The last few events haven't seen much success in that regard, but they've got 5 reps here today. 3 from Iowa, 1 from Illinois, and 1 from Missouri.
Sell got 2 shoves in a row through there.
Jason Sell, the real estate broker, like I said, out of Plymouth. He'd like to give a shout out to his best friend, Mark Powers.
Just kidding. Don't think that is that what
10 folks.
There hasn't been a ton of action early on.
Seems like everyone's really just trying to feel their way through so far.
For those that are listening that know Mark Powers and Jason Sell, I'd like to have you respond to MSPT at MSPT Poker on Twitter. Who would win a one-on-one basketball battle? Jason Sell, Mark Powers, one-on-one. We should put up a poll, actually. Who do you think would win? Tweet us back at MSPT Poker.
Oh, this is the Carpenter raising here. He's gone for really big raises every time he's raised so far. That might catch up to him eventually. He's made it anywhere between 3.5 to 4 big blinds every time he's raised so far.
Yeah, it's hard to continue against that raise size with the stack sizes the way they are, but when he does run into a hand, it's just going to cost him more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's more likely to get through making it that bigger amount, but
Of course, what happens when someone picks up like a true premium and if someone just clicks it as opposed to going for a big free bet. So if he makes it 120 and someone makes it 260.
yeah, now it's going to cost him a lot more.
Yep. My guess is he probably won't fold.
Once again, Brian Molesky, Josh Reichert, Adam Friedman here at the final table in Meskwaki Casino, Tama, Iowa. And I'm going to be terrible at this, but Friedman, you've got a WSOP bracelet, correct?
That's the rumor. It's somewhere in my closet.
Okay. And Josh has 38 WSOP circuit rings, I think. I've lost track.
Yeah, somewhere around there, I think.
Aren't you like
where yours at?
number one you're top couple all time, right?
Yeah, I think there's maybe 4 or 5 people ahead of me. Maybe less. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're probably not
Yeah.
keeping track or chasing them guys or anything.
Well, where are your rings?
You've got
at?
like, what, 8 or 9 now?
8, yeah.
8.
My
'Cause-
rings are...
And I'll give you a shout out because you just won another one, right? Like a week or 2 back? A couple weeks
Yeah,
back?
in southern Indiana, a few weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
I guess I
Appreciate
haven't
it.
seen you I haven't officially in person congratulated you
Appreciate
since then, so that's awesome.
Carpenter again. This time making it more than 4
Yeah.
4 bigs ago. It's going to eventually catch up to him, I think, in a spot.
This time he had a real hand and he made it even bigger.
Yeah, but the problem is when someone picks up a true premium, he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
So your bracelet's in a closet, you say, huh?
I think it is. I lost mid drawer. I don't know.
I like how you guys are like, yeah, I don't know, somewhere
I honestly don't know.
I know where mine are. They're in my nightstand, actually. They're not on display anywhere yet.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. It's some impressive accomplishments, and for the first time, I don't have to pimp Chad's while we're in here because he's not in the booth today. He's live reporting.
Chad
out at that
loves
final table.
Chad loves to talk about his bracelet.
Yep.
But why wouldn't he?
I would if I had one.
I seen him and Kessler feuding on Twitter about if his bracelet was even a real bracelet or not.
It definitely was.
Kessler's
Any
giving him a hard
bracelet is a
time.
real bracelet.
So Pates has ace-jack suited. Roush has queens. And then Hoffman also has ace-10 suited, so...
And Kessler giving him, the guy with no bracelet, giving the guy with the bracelet a hard time. I got it.
He's been close.
And now he's making 4 bigs again with ace-10. And like you said, now he's running to a real premium, queens.
This is Hoffman, though.
If ace-jack suited, though, yeah, Hoffman's now making 4.2, 4.3 again. I mean, he's probably going to get Pates.
Was it Carpenter that was opening big before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's going to get the Roush, and this is going to end up costing him a lot more money than it should have. And truth is, I don't even... Normally, I wouldn't be a fan of this movement, jam here, but...
Against the bigger sizing.
If you think he's willing to call with hands like ace-10 suited, 2-8s, I don't mind it.
Yeah, usually with the 30 big blind stack, I wouldn't be just shoving over opens, but when it's a 4x open and a call, it changes the numbers.
And I don't like Pates calling here with ace-jack suited for 125,000. He's just called off 25% of his stack. He either has to go with it pre or he's got to fold. There's no... Calling's the worst play he can do here, because he's going to fold to this jam here, I think. It turned out it all would have been the correct play against Hoffman's raise. He just would have ran to Roush's queens.
Yeah, I agree. You should avoid calling 20% of your stack pre-flop, and then with a hand that you might end up missing the flop with.
Yeah. The only way you should be flatting 20% of your stack is if you're trapping with aces or kings, in my opinion at least. Unless you're in the big blind, someone min races and you just defend because...
Yeah, and you had 10 bigs to start the hand.
Yeah.
And Pates is going to fold. John Roush out of Cedar Falls, Iowa, is going to scoop a pot there in the 10 seat. This is already his largest career score. He's an attorney. This is his 3rd MSPT cash, his 1st MSPT final table. And gentlemen, that's what's fun about the MSPT here. If you look at, the occupations for, 10 players, they're from all over the, we've got a real estate broker, a business owner, another business entrepreneur. A lot of business guys. Yeah, I suppose they have the flexibility to play poker tournaments,
Flexibility and the money.
right? Victor Hoffman in the 4-seat semi-retired. We've got the farmer, John Kerfman. Max Havlesh works for Medtronic. Independent contractor, a financial advisor, an attorney.
Yeah, and
that's the greatest part about poker. We've got guys from all over.
Yeah, and there's on MSPT, there's a lot less percentage of poker pros at these final tables than on some tours.
Yeah, and we had a lot of pros that were playing in this event this weekend, but you'll notice I don't think we have anybody here at this final table that would classify themselves as a professional poker. We're a lot of great players who have had some great scores and extremely accomplished in poker, but I don't think there's anybody here that would say they're a professional poker player, and that's all they do.
Yeah, I played with Max earlier in the tournament. He was a really solid player. Not surprised at all to see him here.
Yeah, I see his name pop up quite a bit on the Minnesota scene.
Did you play with any of these guys throughout the first flights, Adam?
My bust outs are so they're so quick anymore. I don't have time to remember.
So there you see it. We've got 4 or 5 guys now below 20 bigs, and that's how poker works. As the blinds go up, we're going to start to see some action before too long. Carpenter up top with 48 bigs. If Hanner, John Hanner there is, I would classify him as a pretty aggressive player. He plays a lot of high limit cash games. When the stats, he's in a weird spot 10-handed, but when he gets some chips, I would definitely expect him to push the action, which he did so a lot when we were 5- and 6-handed, getting down to this, I should say more like 6-, 7-handed, getting down to this final table.
And Kerfman entering the first pot that he's gotten in here with jacks. I wonder what Hendrickson's going to do with 5s.
I think it's a pretty easy fold here.
I would guess he folds, yeah, especially against the early position open 10-handed.
Yep.
Yeah, if he would have been the big blind, he could have taken a flop, but other than that, I think a very easy fold there.
And he had the 8s earlier that he shoved over an open, but it was more 2 later position players.
So John Kerfman, the farmer out of Fishhook, Illinois, is going to scoop that pot. This is his second MSPT cash, his second final table. His previous final table was a third place finish for $34K.
At Ho Chunk.
Was that the one that
Yeah.
you won?
No, it was a different one, but I played with Farm Boy a lot. He's my buddy. I remember him making the final table there. I think it was the last time it was there, maybe.
We're going to give him best dressed at this final table.
Do you lose track of every tournament you win? do you know, I don't know if it was this year or that year. Was that location?
Yeah.
Maybe it was the one that was like 20 miles down the road.
I do think Farm Boy wins the style award at this table.
Adds a little color. Not, a lot of times we get to these final tables.
Cell's going to be in a lot of trouble here, by the way. Cell and Henderson and DH they're going to get all the money in here. Cell's going to move all in for 13 big.
Yeah.
Show with king queen suited.
Yeah, he'll just shove from the cutoff and unluckily run into DQ Dan's hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to see how quick Hendrickson moves on. 1, 2. No, not even 2 seconds. It's nice when someone doesn't waste their time there.
He doesn't look pumped about it, but he knew the right play.
Yeah.
And Cell's not going to be happy with that, especially with an instant call from Hendrickson.
Yeah, I think his reaction. I think I heard something like, "Oh, that can't
So
be good."
2 former champs here. Cell on the ropes.
I didn't see if all the kings were live. I guess
How many of the
come up
11
on the
hearts?
graphic.
Yeah, we'll see it here in a second.
How many of the 11 hearts? Feels like it's a jack 9
Someone's
gut
kicking
shot
my
flop.
camera.
Feels like a gut shot flop. Oh, there's your gut shot flop. I just called the wrong gut shot.
I did see a jack 9 was folded, so one of the jacks is gone, yeah.
But he does have a royal draw. And he also has the king draw.
Okay.
But now the jack's only chopped, so I think that's a bad card for him.
I disagree. I'd rather take more outs to at least survive. You go from 2 outs to 4 outs, but now you have an extra 3 outs to survive. I think it's more important to survive as opposed to trying to double up at that point.
So
What would you agree or disagree at that point?
I think I would rather have 3 outs to win versus
With
2
one-
outs to win and
With 1 to come?
and 3 outs to chop. Actually, maybe I guess it's pretty close.
tomato.
Yeah.
I don't know. 4 to tie, 2 to win, or 4 to win. It's. I don't know. I think it's pretty close. I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, I agree.
So unfortunately, we're going to lose MSPT champion Jason Sell in 10th place. But he is going to take home $6,555. Down to 9.
It's all up to you two.
You had a chance to, but what did you do? You folded against the guy.
Chicken shit.
Fuss about everybody else. All right, we're down to 9, gentlemen. All guaranteed to $7,786. DQ Dan up now to almost $1 million in chips.
Yeah, and he's probably going to win this pot too. The final table started out really well for him.
Yeah, as experienced as Hendrickson is, I'm surprised he's raising as big as he is pre-flop.
The only one we've seen that didn't make it bigger was Max. Kerfman made it 80K.
So everyone's been over more than 2.5 in so far, and only one person's going under.
Yep. Kerfman had jacks when he made it 80K. I wonder if that has to do with the hand that he has, or if that's always going to be his opening size.
It's weird. I found myself playing here this week. On average, I was going about 2.5 on average, but the only time I've played any tournaments in the last several months, so I'm just occasionally playing online. Every raise I do is a min raise, whether it's the first level of the tournament or the last level.
I think you definitely need to make it bigger when you're in Iowa.
That's why I was going about 2.5, which was very odd for me.
I played multiple way 3 and 4 bet pots here.
So did I. It's like I've never seen a 3-bet get less respect than it's been in a while.
Yeah, they like to see flops around here.
This will be interesting. Let's see what Hoffman does with the ace-3 soft here. How much is he going to make it?
Min
Wow, he
raise.
min-raises.
Well, what did he put in?
Nice try, buddy.
Did he put in 2 25K chips? Oh, maybe he put 55 in. I expect Max to defend here. I think it's a pretty easy decision.
I would agree. Although if you think he's only 4x, if you think he's going to only min-raise bad hands as opposed to, if you think his bet sizing is giving off tails, if he's going what he believes is a really good hand to 4x, but he's min-raising small hands, you could, and actually I think it's a pretty easy jam for 20 bigs with virtually any 2 cards in this spot.
Yeah, if you pick up on a bet sizing tell,
Yeah.
you definitely can use that as an excuse to play a hand unorthodox.
All right. Now, usually when someone checks behind, they usually have some sort of showdown value in this spot, whether it be an 8 or a jack. Hamlish is not supposed to be betting here for value. He's supposed to check in order to just show some pot control. Hoffman
Yeah.
is generally supposed to have a little bit better than he does.
Queen Jack 8, 2 clubs, connects with the big blind defend range, so I think that's why Hoffman may have decided just to give up, and now he sees an opportunity on the turn.
Yeah, I think calling's the correct play here. Would agree with that. Let's see what develops here on the river. That's a good bluff card for Hoffman.
I think he's going to give up. I think it's a good bluff card. I agree, a very good bluff card, but I don't think Max thought he was going to win.
I had the ace of clubs. Well, you should have not looked.
And just don't look after the river and bet like you have the ace of clubs, you would have won.
Lines are up. So Pates and Bennett now below 20 bigs, but certainly not desperation mode at this point.
They had it like an hour, like that kind of thing. It was like an hour, like 2 years ago.
Is Carpenter gonna open ace 6-0?
They switched it from hour levels back to 40-minute levels.
He's got the chips to afford it.
80,000. That's a lot smaller than his sizing's all over the place.
Well, no. He's been raising here. The blinds just went up to 20, 40,000.
Yeah, but when it was 30K, he was making it 120K. You know,
You sure?
I believe so. Like he had 10-8 of diamonds, and then he had pocket tens.
No, not Carpenter.
Hoffman.
Yeah, Hoffman. Yeah, I don't remember Carpenter going 4x. This is becoming more commonplace that people defending the min raises on very short stacks, just trying to hope to connect with a flop and go with it.
We have a little needle to Adam in the Twitch stream
What a
chat
surprise.
box.
What a surprise.
Hey Adam, how'd you like that football game yesterday from Iowa Mike Poker?
That's a valid question, Adam.
We'll still win the Big Ten championship, and Iowa will probably be playing some random bowl on December 26th. In the what bowl game was that again?
I don't know. I'm guessing that's Mike Lang, Iowa Mike Poker.
One day Iowa will play in a meaningful bowl game.
So Adam and I went to the Iowa-Ohio State football game yesterday, which was it was cool stadium, great crowd. Adam is from Columbus and a big Ohio State fan, and you certainly had plenty of things to cheer about, by the way, in the last several years. So I know everybody likes to pick on you when Ohio State actually loses like one game. We all feel terrible for them.
This is the second time this is the second time we've lost since the first week of November. It's very frustrating.
It did. Yeah. Yeah. If 2 losses must, and then us Gopher fans are like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. But yeah, it didn't go so well for the Buckeyes yesterday, and Iowa was on a tear. That quarterback played the game of his life. Stanley?
Of course, when he's going against the worst secondary Ohio State's had in 50 years, it's truly a nightmare. I've never seen a secondary as bad as Ohio State's ever had.
Iowa has a really strong defense too. Barrett had a tough time with him. That cornerback Jackson, he's one of the best in the country.
The offensive coordinator they hired from the former Indiana coach, she got fired for his game plan. The guy that's averaging 7.5 yards a carry gets 5 carries yesterday, or 6 carries.
As you can see,
the
Freshman
call
J.K. Dobbins from Texas.
As you can see, Adam is not passionate about it.
Yeah.
Carpenter open to 135.
You're right.
He's not going to be able to get away when Pate shoves here.
Nope.
Asked for the count when he's got 275K total.
And Kings.
Looks like he's about to flat.
Yep.
It didn't matter what he did mannerism-wise. Like
You were right
you're
there.
always getting called.
Yeah, Carpenter made a 3.3, 3.4 to go pretty
Yeah,
far.
I'm pretty sure that was him with the 10s and the
were
10
right.
to diamonds.
I thought that was sure that was the 4 seed.
Al Carpenter out of Cedar Falls, Iowa is going to make the call. He's not going to love it, but he's a 2-to-1 dog at this point, roughly.
Yeah, he was getting the right price to call with his raise size pre-flop and the money that was in there.
Well, he hits a jack, but he still has some work to do. Currently 4 outs, an ace or a jack. There are 2 aces, 2 jacks live.
Couple running and chop outs.
Yep.
That's not it.
That's not one of them.
I guess Carpenter can look at it as he's lucky that Pates didn't have more chips, maybe.
Yeah, he's going to give up a little bit there. It's going to... the dealer's going to shove that pot over to Pates, who, again, is looking for his second MSPT title. Everybody here guaranteed just shy of $8,000, down to 9. And it's getting a little thin. We need to bust some players out here, gentlemen, get some chips in play.
Who's your guys' pick to win?
Well, the last time I picked DQ Dan Hendrickson, he went on to win. So I'm sure he'd like that I'd pick him at this point. I do think the strongest short... I do think if it gets down to 5-handed and Hanner's still alive, he's going to have a really strong chance because I think he has the style or the game for that. So I'm leaning one of those two right now.
I'm going with Farm Boy, the wild card,
You're going
and
with
the
Farm
pink
Boy?
hat, the pink Cubs hat.
I better go with DQ Dan because he didn't let me down last time. We got to the final table. I picked him. He went on to win it. And he was, I think, third lowest stack at the time I picked him. Obviously, this final table, everybody's fairly even. It can go any direction, but I'm going to go with DQ for now. Adam, you got a pick?
I just don't have much experience playing with any of these players. I honestly just don't remember. If I have, nothing really stands out. So
Yeah,
I think it's going to be one of the few final tables I'm going to have to make a no prediction. That's probably maybe the first one.
Well, Adam's from Ohio, and so he gets to a number of our events over in Indiana, in Michigan. Most of the players here don't...
Where'd you say?
Michigan,
No,
Indiana.
I don't understand what you said. That was like Japanese or German or something you said. What was it, Spanish?
So...
Up north, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So most of these players don't venture over that far, so you haven't seen a lot of these guys play.
I like the check back by Kerfman here. Now Bennett turns a lot of outs. Let's hope that the check back on the flop doesn't hurt him because it was good.
Oh, I don't like that check at all on the end.
Yeah, I don't either. I like a value bet. I don't think there's any situation where Bennett's checking a better hand to him on the river.
I agree. He would have moved all in. All right. I'm hoping I can maybe make a prediction when maybe there's 6 or 7 left and I have a better feel for these players. But I'm going to say after one hand, I'm taking 2 players out of the equation. The short stack and Kerfman who just won the hand. I'm just not a big fan of that check on the river.
That's my pick. You can't.
I'm not picking him now. I'm not picking him. I'm not going to pick Bennett.
I don't think you can. I don't think you could take mine or Brian's pick, anyways.
That's fine.
This is the 19th hand of this final table, and after we get through this hand, we'll give you the Kimosabi Mezcal Player of the Year leaderboard update. Really nothing significant from this final table is going to change the Player of the Year leaderboard. I don't believe.
I'm interested to see if Hanner's going to flat or 3-bet the ace-queen when Max opens the Jack-9 suited from the hijack. I think he's going to flat.
Wow.
Okay, never mind. We're not going to find out. He looked to his left for a while before he acted there.
8 raises, 9 deuces, 9 fours,
Yeah, it's like something like that.
All right, 2.25. Okay, I'm more of a fan of that. Hender's going towards the top of my list now, just off of one hand I'm seeing. Regardless of what he had, I like the bet sizing.
Hanner's a good player. Hanner out of St. Paul, Minnesota, the independent contractor. He has had a 100K live score previously at the WSOP. This is Hanner's 6th MSPT cash, but his first final table.
Yeah, Ryan Hartman told me before that Hanner's the best player that he knows. Cash game player, he said.
He's tough to play against. I know that. I mean, I don't play at the levels that he plays at, but from what I understand, he's pretty difficult to play against.
What, does he play in the games at Canterbury back
Plays in the
day?
high, yeah, obviously at Canterbury it's the 20, 40, 30, 60 games, 40, 80. I should say it's more so the 40, 80, up that
50,
50,
100,
100, yeah.
I thought you were talking. Oh no,
So did the game have a large part in you coming out to this stop, or?
Yeah, very large part actually. It's something that worked out. I was going to go to LA for about 2 or 3 weeks just to play cash, and just so happened to coincided really well with all right, one extra flight, go to the game. And I told Brian I would try to at least get to one or more MSPT stop before the year ended. So it worked out pretty well.
How many times have you been to this stop?
This is the second time here. Worked out 2 years ago. I went to Vegas for 2 weeks right afterwards. So just decided to go to LA this time instead.
Hanner with aces.
It's always nice to look down at aces.
Yep.
You think he'll go for that flat?
Yeah, I think so. Nope.
8 raises, 250.
I guess he must assume that Hoffman's opening range is tighter than what it is,
Yeah.
or he knows Hoffman's gonna call.
Yeah, if you know they're not going to fold, you can always raise. The question is, if you feel he's going to call, if you feel he'll call 215, you raise to 215. If you feel he'll call 280 or 290, then raise as big as you can.
These guys have a lot of history together, so Hanner might have known that Hoffman was often gonna call
Yeah.
the 3-bet.
It's not a pretty flop for Hoffman.
No, I like a bet size about 1/4 pot here, about 125, 130.
Yeah, and it's slightly scary for Hanner.
I think that's 175.
All diamonds.
He really doesn't want to fold
Yeah,
the gut shot
it
here,
looks
does
like he doesn't want to fold, but 3 to a flush, you need a king, but if it's a king of diamonds, it's gonna be scary.
He is going to fold, and Hanner's going to rake another one, shows the aces, and collects his chips. Okay, Adam, I don't think you got a chance to play in the live PLO game here. Josh, I think you've played in that at some points. I don't know if you got a chance to play this weekend, but they do have a great PLO game that they run here, primarily during MSPT week. What is it, 5-10 or something like that?
Yeah,
PLO?
they have a couple 1-3 round by round PLO 8 games going, and then they also have the 5-10 PLO 8 round by round game going. I've played the 5-10 a few times, but I mostly play the 1-3. Yeah, they're really juicy games, a lot of action.
One of the fun things here about Meskwaki Casino for the MSPT is everything is in a big event center. So they transition all their cash games in the event center. The tournament is in the event center. Registration is right here, 20 feet away. So everything is in one big open space. They've got 30 tables, tournament, cash games, registration. They've got food options here. The final table is also in this event center. So it's super convenient as a poker player to come here and play in this event, and to have those options readily available. It's some locations you go to, you have to walk across the casino, or the cash games are in one room, the tournament is in another room. But everything here, they move it all into the event center, and it makes it really convenient for players.
8 raises to 90. 9 folds, 10 folds.
Yeah, I like the venue here. It's one of my favorites to come out to.
Well, and you can't beat the hotel room rates that they offer all the players here. They've got a 400-room hotel. They give players rooms here for generally, I think, $49, $79, and $89.
That's
Can't beat that.
no,
Yeah,
you
it's
can't.
nice. Hanner's trying to keep his street cred so he can
exactly.
pick on him later.
Eventually, when
showing
he
his
starts,
good
eventually he
hands.
starts robbing later. Doing very similar things I'll do when you think you're playing with players who aren't as experienced. That's something I tend to do quite frequently.
Yeah.
Always show your good hands, never show your bluffs.
Yeah, on the rare occasion when I'm playing tournaments with all the geniuses out there, I don't show a thing. Unless I have a really good reason to, whether I have it or don't.
I think you nailed it too, because Hanner is very capable of stealing often later on, and I'm sure he's setting that up. Roger Bennett here down to 6 bigs. He's in the 9 seat. He's going to need to make a move here pretty soon.
This will be interesting here. Havish he's definitely going to fold these deuces here.
Yeah, I think he's folding.
But Hoffman, he's going to defend the 7-6 suited on a short stack, which again I don't mind calling off 50 here.
It's 1-7 gone, 1-6 gone, a few diamonds gone.
Well, I mean, if you knew all that, then yes, I would tend to
obviously,
agree. I
no,
would much more agree with the fold then.
No, I would defend too. I'm just looking to see
I'm not a fan.
how
of
I
that,
think the hand's going to play out.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of that. There are some hands where he could jam and potentially get him to fold if he flops a diamond draw when it comes like King Queen X, and he open jams for a little over a pot-sized bet. It's pretty hard to call off 2 10s there.
Yeah,
10s can only be a draw really at that point.
yeah, you're going to get some boards where you're able to get the money in before him and have some fold equity, and you're also going to get some boards where you can just check call it off.
See what you gotta do when she says.
A lot of players won't defend off that type of stack size though.
I want something. And then when she comes over here and brings us water, you can still say, not still.
Yeah, I was expecting to see him defend there for sure after he peeled the 3-bet with the Queen Jack suited. Mac's gonna fold here. I mean, he folded Jack 9 suited in the hijack.
Wherever you wanna go. Whenever. I didn't know if you knew. It's free.
I don't care how big I drink.
Where was that shot at? The lines went up. We missed it.
Yeah, Kimosabi shot.
It's a Kimo shot.
Carpenter opened 10 to diamonds. Oh no,
Yeah, we'll put him right on the company side.
Wow.
The
Farmer's
farmer's
gonna go
China.
all in.
I was gonna say, Farm Boy is trying to get everybody to do shots.
Oh wow, he just made it 50K more. He's trying to get shots going.
Yeah,
It's probably not gonna happen.
it's because he's bigger than everybody, so he can handle it.
I really don't like
That's
this.
a great
I
move.
don't like this raise by Farm Boy. Just 50K more with
Yeah, he
A6
should
up.
have just put them all in for 40. He should have just put them all in pre.
And now
What's he gonna do here?
it's just like what you were talking about. What he could have done last hand with the 6-7 suited.
Truth is, I think Hoffman should have jammed pre with the Jack 9. When he limped, I think Kerfman absolutely should have jammed his last.
You're not gonna show
It's what's it, 10, 11 bigs effective with A6. At least when you're playing, tournaments around the Midwest area, I think that's the correct play. There's some other spots maybe that might not necessarily be true.
Yeah, I think he should have shoved when folded to in the small blind, and I mean I agree with you on both aspects. Bennett's getting very short here after folding for a few orbits.
Where's the hell she skateboard at? Yeah, the guy did that to me earlier. Guess what? He had one called on his quads. He was shaking so bad he couldn't see. Let's shake him.
2 raises to 9.
Yeah, quads up.
Yeah, just shaking. Just shaking.
Think Carpenter's gonna call here? Yeah. Oh, no.
I don't know. I'd be like,
Okay, yeah, he called. Thought he was grabbing more chips.
Well, let's see what Kerfman does this time with the jacks, the fish hooks.
I got a feeling he's going to raise bigger than I would, but I think he's going to go around 350 is my guess.
310 was what I was going to say.
I feel like he's going higher. Don't know why. I'm a fan of about 275, 280.
He said 275.
All right, so he's doing what I would do.
Yep.
So I agree.
Bad move. He's
Hendrickson.
going to bust now.
Hendrickson's
I know how this works out for you, Adam.
And if you do what Adam
Yeah.
is going to do,
I love that card, but check out the pig card protector.
he's got all the style. He's got it going on.
Yeah.
Even to the card protector. I mean, with the sizing, I guess maybe it's a little bit tempting for Carpenter here, but I think he has to fold. I think anything else would be pretty bad.
He's calling about 20% more of his stack with a hand that just figures to be dominated a majority of the time.
Farmboy can get a little wild, though, and if he's been playing with him, he may have seen that.
Carpenter's going to fold. Kerfman's going to take it. Well, we got 1 second here. Let's go over the Kimosabi Mezcal Player of the Year leaderboard. Like I said, I don't think we'll have any substantial impact at this final table, but it always comes down to that last event of the season. We still have 3 main events left that we can discuss, but right now, number 1, Chris Myers out of Michigan, who just recently won our Firekeepers event for over $191,000. Number 2, Keith Heine, who made a run here on day 2, but busted before the money. Heine has 2,967 points, so he's just a few hundred behind Myers. 3, Mike Shanahan with 2,700. Keith Block, who was here this weekend, 2,500. Jason Ramos, 2,250. And then Alif Motowala Al Hadeen, who was here this weekend, is in 7th. Jason Bender, who was here this weekend, was in 9th. Unfortunately, none of them could make it into the money, so there's still a few hundred back. But we do have a few events left in the season. After this, we head straight to Golden Gates in Black Hawk, Colorado. We've got a 360 regional happening this weekend in Black Hawk that drew 848 runners. That is, they're down to the final table there now, as a matter of fact. 848 runners in that 360 regional. We head there for the Denver Poker Open main event next weekend. That is a 1K buy-in. Starts Thursday. Flights on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, day 2 Sunday. So flights are generally pretty cheap from the Midwest out to Denver. If you've got some time, get out there and join us in Black Hawk, Colorado. From there, we go to Potawatomi Casino in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Always a big field up there at Potawatomi. That is just the weekend after, which I think is, what would that be, the 17th through the 19th of November?
Yeah, the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and then our last event, always this season finale at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota. That is in December, second weekend in December. So 3 more events left in season 8. If you want to check out the schedules and all the information on those events, get out to msptpoker.com. If you want to see the updated Kimosabi Mezcal Player of the Year leaderboard, that is also on msptpoker.com. And you'll also notice that we've got most, not all, but most of our events in 2018 posted. Again, msptpoker.com, and we might be adding an event or 2. New location, check those out. When we have those finalized, we will give you all that information.
Max is playing a lot tighter than when I played with him earlier. Folded 2 on the button with King 4 suited. I would have liked to see an open.
7 raises for 125.
Almost all players, though, once you get to these final tables and all these big pay jumps are waiting for you, they tend to tighten it up a little bit.
All right, I'll go with Hanner.
Okay.
I will say I am eventually going to have to make it out of Potawatomi one time. All I keep hearing is great things from everybody that ever plays there. It just never seems to work out well for my schedule.
Yeah, it's a real nice stop. That's one of my local casinos. I live like an hour and 15 minutes from there. They have a nice hotel, fairly new, a really big venue for the tournaments, and then a nice busy cash room as well.
4 raises to 80.
Hoffman might be giving some tells why people are looking. It seems like every time he's on the real, by his stand, what he thinks is a really good hand, he's raising much bigger, and when he has a hand that he doesn't consider as premium, he's raising much smaller.
Yeah, he definitely has some bet sizing tells.
I'm pretty confident because Hanner has not aces. His 3-bet size will be bigger here. Like he made 215 over 85. I think I'll make it around 260, maybe 250 this time.
Yeah, I mean, Hoffman's effective stack was 465 or 545?
545.
545.
So about what's that? 14 bigs effective approximately.
Yeah, I think Hanner would prefer to take
Actually,
this
you
down
know what?
pre-flop.
With the big blind actually having only 5 bigs, I prefer a jam here. I wasn't even looking at the big blind stack. To me, this is actually a pretty automatic jam.
Yeah, I like shoving too. I'm sure Hanner's very intuitive. I'm sure he's picked up any bet sizing tells throughout the course of the tournament with these guys. So, just flats.
Look at this. Bennett's going to be able to get in there with the suited king 8, which I completely agree with. Even on a 6 big blind stack. Actually, about anything that makes sense, he should be able to get in there. Just if he just hits anything, this would be a really big, an important pot for him.
Yeah, I like his decision to defend.
And Hanner will check.
8 checks. 9 checks.
Hoffman's gonna bet small and then fold, do you think?
No, I think he'll check because last time when he had the ace rag and he bricked, he checked.
Okay.
But man,
You're right.
That's the first time I think we were in disagreement today. You beat me last time. This is interesting. If Hanner were to check here, Bennett would probably jam here. If he bets, I wonder what Bennett will do. I mean, in a lot of ways, actually, I like a check here.
It's easier looking at the cards to say that, but I do like a check as well.
Yeah. Just because how short they are, you're trying to induce some. You're trying to induce bluffs.
You're not going to get value from much with a bet, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
8 bets, 225.
I mean, that really sucks for Bennett. To have the flush draw and then have to fold. I don't know if he should have with his stack, even though it's one card to come.
He might have called off. It's hard to put a hand on an ace there, actually. If you put him on a hand like a queen, actually, he might be getting just about the right price considering the stack with 9 diamonds and 3 kings. And on top of that, he could also have other combo draws. Maybe he could have had a hand like 9-8 suited with either diamonds or clubs. There were other draws he could have had where king 8 high can actually be good there.
I don't know if these guys would think this of Hanner, but I don't think that Hanner would peel any suited connectors from the small blind with those stack sizes there. But I don't.
So you think you would have folded a hand like 9-8 suited?
Yeah, I think he would have.
All right. Bennett now with the 5 deuce.
I know you did that. That is
So when you're raising hands like what's the Jack 10 off from under the gun plus 2 or 3 with a 14 big stack, you're just putting way too many chips at risk with a very sub-marginal hand that can't afford a re-raise. If you're going to play, in reality, your only play really is to just move all in or fold.
Bennett decided to go with the 5 deuce suited here. He's been pretty card dead other than the aces that he won early on with.
I know. You're live as hell.
Would you have folded the 5 deuce suited there? 3 big blinds with half a big blind in? You have no fold equity. You're getting called by a better
You know
hand.
what? Actually, what I would do actually win the spot, I would limp, and if he raises and go with it, and if he doesn't check,
Then you can bet the flop and
Exactly.
maybe have some fold equity.
Exactly. 8 deuce backdoor clubs for Bennett here. We'll say it again. 8 deuce back and no backdoor clubs. And oh, we're playing 5 streets today, right? All right, clubs are out. 8 or a Dewey.
Nice playing it from there.
Good run by Bennett.
Good fun.
So unfortunately, we're going to lose Roger Bennett, the financial advisor out of Kirksville, Missouri. He previously had a 40K score on the HPT, so it's not his largest cash. He's going to take home just shy of $8,000 for his first MSPT final table. So congratulations to Roger Bennett.
Yeah, like I said, I think Hoffman might want to be a little bit more protective of the hands he enters in with from now, especially for early position.
Down to 8, gentlemen. Took us 28 hands to lose 2 players.
That's longer than normal, isn't
I
it?
think
Yeah.
it's been slow going so far, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. We got 5s. We got aces. Carpenter might raise the 10-8 suited under the gun.
I think he will. No?
3 folds, 4 folds.
I wasn't going to include. I said might. I wasn't really a fan of one
I
or the
felt
other.
like he would.
Yeah. If I would have said would and you would have said the other, then I think that would have counted. Pates is sitting with about 16, 17 bigs.
You think he'll open shove?
A hijack. It's super close.
It's dead button, so effectively cut off.
Yeah, I think from the cutoff, I think you're supposed to actually. I think if it had been a little bit earlier, I would probably not have, but
I actually like raise folding in this specific tournament structure
Yeah.
and blind structure. If I was playing a deeper tournament, I would probably open shove.
yeah.
I think 17 big blinds is a lot
he-
more in this tournament than in most tournaments.
I agree. And Rouser is
Yep.
really big pre, by the way. He made it over 3x to go. And now he's going to price himself into call 130 on the hopes of trying to hit a 5. This is a spot where I'm a fan of usually just folding here. It's so hard for Roush to ever be bluffing here. I mean, I think you only really beat ace-king in the spot. Maybe ace-queen. I think ace-queen's pushing it.
Yeah, he's set mining for way too much of his
for
stack.
over a third of his stack. I think we can both say we're not a fan of that. It's going to be pretty hard to fold 2 5s.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
doubt he's going to get away.
That-
What was he looking? I mean, maybe he wasn't set mining, I guess.
Again,
when
I-
I said he was set mining.
I actually don't like that bet size here. This with 600,000 in the middle with aces on a board like that, you're going to call off to any jam in this spot. I think you're much better off betting a hand like literally betting 125, 130,000 when he's sitting with 400. 275 is way too big, where he might just fold 5s here. But if you bet like 125, even 100,000, most people aren't a big fan of the betting 1/6 pot, but this is one of those rare spots where I think it's correct to. You're trying to keep him in there. In fact, you can also make an argument for checking the flop actually.
Yeah. Yep.
I was thinking about checking as
Yeah.
well.
So with that, Pates will stay alive. Not a ton of chips, but he still has 10 bigs.
Well, that looked pretty good.
Yeah, he did a good job not to go broke on that flop. So he was set mining, I guess.
I still think he could have saved money if he would have made it about 90. I mean, if he was going to play, he should have played, I think, for all in pre. Or if he's going to raise, I think he can raise to about 85, 90 and just fold to a 3-bet.
For me, it depends who's in the big blind there. With a hand like 5s, you don't want them to defend. If
Right.
it's somebody that's going to defend pretty often, I might either fold or open a little bigger.
That I would agree with.
Oh, no, we'll
But this standard play would have maybe been to shove, and he would have went busto. But I wouldn't have shoved that spot either.
You know, it's the second time Roush just picked up a big duke. Picked up queens earlier when he's picked up queens, and now he just picked up aces. Makes final tables much easier when you get queens and aces every 10 to 15 hands. Wow, and he's folding queen 10 on the button. I'm very surprised with that. That's a very, very tight fold in that spot.
We got East Coast Rossi in the chat box. Ben McCoy.
Oh, goody.
What's East Coast saying?
Tell him I haven't seen him in a while, so whatever he has to say doesn't matter.
He said expletive Friedman.
Hey, tell me better be in LA tomorrow when I get out there.
I think he heard you. I don't think I need to repeat it.
I get into an LA an hour and a half before Monday Night Football.
If he would have
Meet me on the Hermosa Pier.
if he would have spelt that F-bomb correctly in the chat box, I would have banned him. But he spelt it E-N, so I'm going to let it slide.
And if Pates is going to play these threes, he has to jam here.
What's he doing over there? Don't you need a refill?
Nah, I need about 2 more.
There is no just min-raising threes here. It's all in her phone. All right, I do agree with that. It's going to put Hoffman. I think. All right, this is going to be an interesting one. Yes or no? Will Hoffman call here?
I'm gonna say he folds.
I think he's.
I think Hoffman's going to call.
Hurry
All
up,
right,
Adam, hurry up.
I'll give you a shot. I tend to think it's 50-50. I think he'll call.
I think he'll call. I saw him
1-0
make
me
a
right now.
couple
You
of
beat me last
similar
time. Going
calls
cold.
at 2 tables.
I think it's 50-50, but I'll give you action since I'm leading 1-0.
I honestly thought he would have called a lot faster. Ooh, he almost
Looks like he
piled
wants
it
to
in.
put him in. Don't do it.
Do it. Do it. I need to get up by 2 at least.
Come on, get it
Do
in.
it.
It really looks
Do
like
it.
he's going to. Just
He's not going to do it. He's not doing it. All right. 2-0 me. Yeah, I don't think Hoffman's the type of guy to fold king queen there in that spot.
Well, he's actually. It's not even a race. That means at least 1-3 is dead. Correct.
Or all the kings, queens,
all
and
the
straight
cards
draws
are
alive.
live, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe both.
Looks like I see a paint.
Yeah. There's the queen. That's not good for Pates.
He's got a backdoor wheel draw though. There comes the no-sider.
Ooh,
Oh, wrong one.
keeps him alive.
Oh, wait,
Deuce of clubs.
Deuce of
Doesn't have the
clubs.
club, so he needs a 2 or a 3, but not a club.
Steel wheel.
Oh, he doesn't get there.
And I think we're going to count it out, but it looks like Hoffman does have Pates covered, I believe.
Yeah.
It's going to be close.
As long as the counts are correct.
Yeah, you hear Hoffman saying he thought he had the best hand, but... You think Hoffman would have called a hand like Queen Jack suited there?
No, I don't think so. But
I don't know. I think he
pretty
would've.
pretty similar hand.
Yeah, I
but
think he would have.
he's a lot less likely to think that he has the best hand if he has Queen Jack suited than King
That
Queen.
I agree with. I still think he's going to call. I thought it was 50-50. I simply I had to give you action since I was up 1.
When you know, you know.
So what'd you beat me last time? 4-2 or something?
I don't remember.
Well, congratulations to Ken Pates, previous MSPT champion. He's going to exit in 8th place for $10,654. And we arrived at this final table with 3 MSPT champs looking for number 2. We are down to just DQ Dan Hendrickson with the only one remaining at a shot at a second trophy.
I don't know. I haven't planned it like that.
All right. So Brian, you mentioned earlier we're your A team. Have you told other people they're your B team or your C team? And more specifically, who are those B and C teams?
Well, to be honest with you, every time somebody's in here, I say it's my A team.
So why would you lie to them? Why would you lie to them?
Well, I don't necessarily think you guys are my A team, but I'd like to pump you up a little bit before the broadcast and
Get us some confidence, self-esteem boost
If I
going
talk,
into it.
If I talk nicely to you, you don't charge me as much, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is Kerfman going to defend?
No.
Okay. I was going to say yes, but I took too long.
Yeah, but he already had the hit chips
I
in
took
mind.
too long.
Oh, when we can get Kerfman and Havlish in a pot together, we get Kerfman in 2 views.
2 what?
2 views.
2 youth? 2
Yeah,
what?
we got 'em
Each
on
angle.
both
We
screens.
get both
2
sides.
youths? Is that youths?
Two
Two
views.
youths? Did you say what? Youths?
No, we don't want that.
Oh, he hadn't even defended yet.
Did either of you catch on that what I was doing there?
No, I missed it completely
Yeah,
over my
let's-
head.
Let's just move on.
My cousin Vinny?
Oh.
2 what?
This is like your Johnny Utah jersey reference. All these references are from before we were born.
I had I did. My dad surprised me. Somehow he randomly found on some random website. He found a Johnny Utah jersey. And for some of you that know 1990s movie trivia, the movie Point Break with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. Before he became FBI agent, he was a star quarterback for The Ohio State University. And about a dozen people or so at minimum yesterday said, Johnny Utah.
If you want to see somebody really excited, see Adam's face when somebody gets the bit about his Johnny Utah
Of
jersey.
course. It's great.
And now I do remember the bit about my cousin Vinny and the youths or whatever. Yeah. That's funny, but I haven't
only one of the best
seen
comedies
that
ever.
movie in like 20 years. So
It's only one of the best comedies ever.
So down to 7, and of course our short stack now is Havlish with 20 bigs. So everybody's got a little room to work here.
The blinds are going up here shortly at 25.50 though, right? So I think 20 bigs is going to be about 16 in about a minute or so.
Yeah, I just heard the clock ding. That was probably 1 minute ago for
Yeah,
the blinds.
so those levels might change after this hand when we get another peek at it. Everybody here is guaranteed $13,523, and of course, chasing the 90K up top.
Hot committed.
All right, Carpenter's going to start picking on people, it looks like. Raising the jack 6 off, raising really big. I mean, I don't mind stealing if you think you can, but I don't like the bet size in there.
About like a plastic box.
Yeah, they've been there since yesterday, I think, the way they chased it.
130.
Did you eat some of that?
I looked at it and I was just like, no
Oh,
way.
oh, these were probably yesterday's ribs from the buffet then, if they had them in there. Yeah. I just realized how bad I got screwed over on them ribs, because I couldn't, they were $20. The buffet was how much I wanted.
You could have got the buffet.
Like
$25.
I got a call for 80 for the steakhouse, but it's a bad time.
No time.
Did you? It's worth it.
So your final 7: DQ Dan Hendrickson
Figure out why I didn't.
out of Faribault, Minnesota; Al Carpenter out of Cedar Falls, Iowa; Victor Hoffman out of Cedar Valley; John Kerfman out of Fishhook, Illinois; Max Havlish out of Coon Rapids, Minnesota; John Hanner out of St. Paul, Minnesota; and John Roush out of Cedar Falls, Iowa. There you have it, gentlemen. Our picks are still alive.
They are.
Adam, Ohio. You don't really have any real NFL teams in Ohio, but if you did, you're in Columbus, which is basically between Cleveland and Cincy.
Correct.
Do you have an NFL team that you root for? I mean,
nothing that I'm like gung ho about, like unlike Ohio State or Indiana for me. But I like to see Ohio teams on the whole do well, but I'm not just like rooting for them. It's not going to make a difference for me one way or the other. But what people don't realize is people from Columbus, the Cleveland Browns are the most popular team in Cleveland. In Columbus. Surprisingly, the second most popular team, I believe, is actually, believe it or not, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
yeah, because
Even more so
Pittsburgh's not that far out of Columbus either, right? A couple hours.
Yeah, even though Cincinnati is the closest location, I think Cincinnati actually is the third most popular team. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's always seemed like it's been Cleveland, then Pittsburgh, then and then Cincinnati, and then a massive drop off to whoever you think's fourth. So as close as Indianapolis and Detroit are, they're both 3 hours away. I don't recall seeing 3 Indianapolis or Detroit fans in 30-something years in Columbus.
That's true. You guys have just a ton of teams in that region.
Max is acknowledging that he's playing tight. Even at the table, he's saying, "I hope Tom Hammers isn't in there commentating." He actually said he looks forward to hearing what Tom had to say about that, but he's not here.
Well, Carpenter's definitely going to raise these. Hold on. Oh, Hendrickson's under the gun. I missed that.
Carpenter's going to call with 2 7s. That's my guess.
I agree. I wouldn't even mind a fold here necessarily from under the gun raiser 7-handed.
DQ's had a lot of.
You're still not playing. You're still not playing that deep. He's only sitting with 24 bigs effective, which isn't much. I think calling to set mine for 10 from under the gun plus 1, and then you got to worry about someone
Yeah,
3 betting
there's so
behind.
much action behind you. Yeah,
I
I
actually
wouldn't
don't
mind a
mind a
fold,
fold,
but I just think he's going to call.
Man, if we should have done that, that could have been 3-0 there.
We both thought he was going to call, though.
No, oh yeah, you're right. I said I would have liked
Yeah.
a fold, but yeah, you're right. I could be wrong, but I'm guessing, for the little bit I've seen, I think you can probably, even though he's one of the bigger stacks right at the moment, I'm guessing you can actually pick on Roush's blind from the little bit I've seen. Like I said, we saw him open fold queen 10 off, which was very surprising.
He's played like aces and queens,
Yeah.
and that's it.
I think that's if people are, he might want to start being aware that people start picking on him a little bit.
He's going to use his stack to ride out these pay jumps for quite a while, it seems.
It's always interesting when you watch one of these final tables here in the MSPT, which people are truly going for the night. You know, the first place is 80 to 150,000 or so, depending where we're playing at, or you know how much people are really playing for that 6-figure or high 5-figure payday, and how many people are trying to ladder up 2, 3, 4, 5,000 at a time.
It's usually maybe one person trying to play to win, and everyone else trying to ladder.
And there are times it's actually correct to ladder based on chip stack sizes and major ICM
I mean, absolutely, it's almost always correct to ladder. Like,
Yeah.
but
Oh no, it's probably more like 11. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt.
I might have to make it a little longer.
Not a lot
Do whatever.
in this hand. We'll see who wants to steal it.
Let's see if Havlish in the cutoff is going to raise A7 off, I think.
He just gave the speech about how tight he's playing, right? So he's
Yeah.
going to open here with A7.
Yeah, and you can tell he didn't like the Hanner wanted to open the 10-7 suited. He should be able to get away with this here. I don't see anybody defending.
I have 10 seconds more before I can mark this hand.
Don't let me.
And I like how people aren't just like, when people have, their junk like Hendrickson there with the 6-3 off, they're just pitching right away. There's no just waiting around.
There's not a lot of Hollywood
yeah,
in here.
so let's just,
Makes
let's
it
go.
much more fun to watch, trust
Yeah.
me.
That's for all poker players out there, including some of you guys that play those high rollers. Just fold when you know you're folding.
yeah, this has been
a waste of time.
This has been a good final table. People
Yeah.
they're chatting, they're playing fast.
Yeah, when you have a decision, go ahead, take all day. If the right spot, truly does require you to take a while. But for the most part, when you know you're not calling, just you can pitch a lot quicker.
No, it's fine.
Now we got some hands right in the middle. See if Kirschman opens up the Queen 9 suited under the gun +1 here.
I'll do it.
I'm gonna say yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Wow,
Golly.
he just folded
Didn't
immediately.
even think about it.
All right, Hanner will definitely be opening up Queen 9 suited here.
Yeah, he will.
I'll tell you, I'm up 2. I will lay 4 to 1.
No, thank you.
If I laid 10 to 1, would you take it?
No.
Yeah.
See that? Rapid fire.
So Roush right away, he's not even considering 3-betting the Jack 10 off on the button.
And Henner's not gonna show this one, even though it's a reasonable hand, but. Okay, he
Oh,
showed
see, I don't
one
like
card.
that. I don't like that.
That's weird.
By the way, Riker, why did I not take our Vikings package
Yeah,
bet at
I
this point in
thought
time?
about that. You'd been in good shape. I was like, I think it's at the start of when we would have made the bet, and now it's a favorite to be a push, but you would have been in good shape at this point.
Yeah, we were going to make a bet Super Bowl win only, correct? So Vikings
Must win
and
Super Bowl,
must
yeah.
win Super Bowl.
I'd still take Green Bay if Rodgers gets back.
He said he's not going to come back unless he's completely healthy.
All right.
And so
Minnesota's not winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
anytime
we were
soon.
looking at doing
Yeah.
it, and then the
You're
Vikings.
free rolling this bet. Why would you do that?
It was before Delvin Cook got hurt, to be fair, when we were
Yeah, so
gonna
like-
make the bet, but Brian
Well,
got a little
Delvin Cook
scared.
got hurt, right? And that same week, and I was like, no.
Oh, we got hands.
Jacks,
The
ace,
funny-
ace, queen.
But had I known
I would have been
Rodgers
much cooler
was
if
gonna
Kerfman would
get
open
hurt.
up the 10-9 suited under the gun.
I'll take your time.
I think it'll play out better that he didn't.
Yeah.
That might have stopped the money from getting in.
All right. So Havlish is going to open. Let's see if Roush is going to free. You think Roush is going
No,
to 3
I
bet?
think Roush is going to flat, but I don't know. We haven't seen him have a hand like this. But I think he's going to flat. He's only played aces and queens, and
This
he
is a-
3-bet them both.
If he just flats, I believe Carpenter. I think with the stack he'll just flat, and then with the 7-6 suited in the big blind, Hoffman will come in.
Could go 4 ways to the flop here.
But if he 3 bets here, we're definitely going to get an all in.
He flatted.
There's so many cool flops we can have here. Like the Queen 8-5, like the Queen Jack. Oh. How can we get a 4-way all in? Yeah, give me a flop here.
Queen, Jack, 8, all diamonds. Can't be that. Queen, Jack, 8, 2 diamonds.
Yes. No, yeah, 7-6 diamonds won't get it in. Oh, look at Google Carpenter. And Carpenter is going to get the bad news here very quickly.
I don't think Havlish is going to snap. I think he's going to call off, but I think he's going to think about
So
it.
over under how many seconds?
10 seconds.
You only want the over under.
I would take the over.
All right, I'll take the under. I would have preferred over, but I'm going to give you action. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh crap. 8. What are you doing? 9. Come on,
I think,
you're
I
not.
think, I think
supposed to say you
the
started
countdown
like
started
5
way
seconds.
late,
Yeah, you
but
started like
it was quicker than 1 second for his countdown. So I think that made up for it.
Closer to
Yeah.
15,
Your seconds
20.
were
That's
pretty
just
fast.
terrible. You should go quicker.
So 2-1, huh?
Yeah, now that was not. I gave. I know. I said I would have taken over too, but you did hear me say that I would have gone over.
Okay.
So don't say I give action.
Maybe I should have raised it up there.
Ace, 6, 3.
There's my ace right there.
Ace queen, yeah.
You hear Carpenter saying he's been playing so conservative.
He said I should have just called, but I thought I could get you guys to fold.
6, 7 times. This
Well.
is-
Both the 8s are live, but
2 outs for Carpenter. And he did not get it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You said Carpenter plays in the
gonna
high limit games in Minnesota, correct?
No, Hanner.
Oh, Hanner. Okay,
Hanner,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
that's your pick,
Carpenter
right? Yeah.
is a business entrepreneur out of Cedar Falls, Iowa.
Yeah, if he doesn't.
He's still going to be alive.
I thought he was on 835.
That played out really well for Max because, yeah, if the 8s just calls, then ace queen flops an ace. And Max ends up losing the hand.
So, and the counts that we have, of course, on the screen are unofficial, so we certainly need to count everything out. Tough break there for Carpenter. He's going to take a hit. 28 minutes left in the 25K, 50K level. 424 runners down to 7 here at Meskwaki Casino in Tama, Iowa. Brian Molesky, Josh Reichert, Adam Friedman here in the booth.
And I have a nice pot there. That's how it was supposed to happen. That's how I
Havlish takes over the chip lead with that pot.
thought about it.
Just keep thinking about that one.
See if now that he's got
Man,
more chips, if he's going to open it up or
I don't know how you fold that.
how he'll proceed.
You know, like had all the chips, just in case you didn't notice. Like just half the chips, no big deal. Half the
Playing
chips.
squeaky tight like a door now.
Farm Boy's needling him for not calling the ace queen, but I think that was pretty easy fold.
Yeah, it's a very easy fold once there's a call.
Even if Max folded, ace queen still fold there. I actually think usually when you see a shove that size, it's weighted towards like ace king, but
Not fist pumping back.
eights makes sense also.
Just pumping afterwards.
Yeah, after.
So I think if you're Kerfman, you can put pressure on Hoffman here. If you make it about 175, about 3, that's the spot where I like going 3.5 pre-flop. You can put so much pressure because Hoffman's just never limping with a big hand, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Full house.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't
You know,
think,
yeah,
I don't
if he
think he's the
raised
type of guy to
three, I
limp
think
ace queen.
Probably would have folded.
Exactly.
Hopefully, Kerfman could make a straight here.
Let's see if Hoffman just calls.
Yeah, he's just gonna call. Gave a deep breath there.
Let me steal one. No?
Thank you. I mean, you still have a pile of chips.
Even if he doesn't make a straight, I think he's gonna lose another bet on the river.
He's got to check. He's got to check every river here now.
I think he's gonna bluff. Maybe Hoffman isn't gonna let him.
Oh,
Yeah, and you got to consider ICM. There's a lot of short bets.
Fires.
boo! Check it, Hoffman. You got to let him hang
Fires
himself.
150K.
I'm telling you guys, Farm Boy can get crazy. He could just raise here sometimes, but
You can blame me out.
He gets away from it.
it doesn't.
We're gonna move on to hand number 40.
From what we've seen,
This is
Farm Boy's looked like passive, but
Taking it. Nobody's
I
taking
mean, I don't know how
advantage.
you
he's capable of bluff raising rivers and doing
Popping it.
some wild things.
He
So
got stuck. He got stuck, so he got his just dessert.
it looked he didn't snap fold there like he had been previously, you know. So he was thinking of something.
It's just I wasn't the one that gave it to him. That's the only unfortunate aspect of it.
Are you calling there if he folds?
Don't answer it, Roush. Don't answer it. Or just lie. Whatever you say, do the opposite. Say the opposite. And I'm not a fan of lying too much actually when I play cards, and most people know that about me. I'm much more honest than the overwhelming amount, because they never believe you.
110. 8 raises to 110. 10 folds. 2 folds.
For those not familiar with the MSBTU, there is no chopping at this final table, so we will play it out till we have a winner.
It's a different spot.
Situation.
I know some of these guys here, and they probably wouldn't do that anyway.
12, 13 years, I've never made a deal. Don't ever plan on making a deal.
You don't think that you can get good chops for yourself sometimes?
It would have to be so unfair. I'd have where it's completely in my favor. But I much prefer playing. I'm unfortunately a firm believer.
I like it.
I'm a firm believer in life, not just in poker, but about every form of thing. Most people are choke artists. I think most people just, when the moment comes, they can't, live up to whatever it is. It doesn't matter whether it's poker, business, anything. I just don't think most people can handle the pressure.
10 folds. So I just did that extra
Shoot right off the top of your stack.
Probably some truth to that. I like it.
Yeah, I would agree. The majority of people would.
I probably could have said that a nicer way. I just, whatever. I was just going.
That's not your
Sometimes
style.
tact isn't necessarily what I'm necessarily known for, as some people know.
I like that. Know where you stand at all times. Efficient.
Probably still one of mine. I didn't see it.
Round 27. We're taking a 10-minute break every 2 hours here. These players recently came off a dinner break when we got to the final table of 10.
Maybe I pocket some.
I think it is.
Interesting to see how this one plays out. Queen Jack O, 8-6 suited, and King Queen suited. Late position.
Well, Kerfman will definitely be opening here. Or not. I just don't ever recall ever open folding 2 picture cards in the cutoff in my life.
I mean,
Ever.
I don't think I've folded that hand under the gun.
6 raises to 110. 8 folds.
Surprised Hanner didn't consider 3, but he flat it right away.
He didn't even think about anything else.
No consideration of re-raising there. So you paint right away.
Yeah, 2 of them maybe.
8 checks.
This is really easy hand for Hanner to play from here.
Did 6.
Havlish going to check behind.
he
You
just-
see the turn?
And he's definitely going to check again, Hanner.
8 checks.
He can only get value from checking here. It's hard to get called with worse hands. Wow, look at that. Havlish not going. I wonder if Hanner will... No, he knows he's almost good every time now. I think he might think he's up a hand against like 2 9s or something.
Yeah, you would think Max
A hand
has
that
showdown
fine.
value here.
Yeah.
So
What-
he's probably going to bet and try to get called by worse.
I bet about what, 125?
Yeah.
8 bits. 125.
Yep.
125? I should have said 125 against every other number. I definitely would be up 3-1 right now.
Yeah, I would have taken every other number.
Yes. Of course, I wouldn't need it all. I think I have some sort of odds.
So that hand was well played by both parties,
That
you're
was
saying.
that was interesting. Max just gave up. Maybe he just felt like what Hanner's defending from the small blind is gonna hit that board. But I don't think he has a ton of aces that he defends there. So I would have likely lost a bet on the flop there.
Yeah. Check, check, turn, check, check, river, king, queen wins.
He also had backdoor straight and flush draws, so there were some cards he could barrel too on that flop. So I would have liked to see bet on the flop for sure.
Well, and I'm sure he's got, he's factoring in that Carpenter is relatively short here
I think Carpenter going to jam.
for dumping off a bunch
question
of
is,
chips into Hanner's stack.
Hendrickson's supposed to call here with 6 bigs. The question is, will he?
What do you think? Brian would probably have the best guess on whether DQ is going to call here or not.
All right, what do you think?
I say yes.
I agree.
I think he's going to fold.
I think he like calls reluctantly. Oh, didn't even
Folded.
think about
He
it.
folded
Wow.
pretty quickly. One for Brian, and then he's
Well,
undefeated.
I mean, he's got a 700K stack. It's 300K to call.
It's 6 bigs. He's got to call
I
because
know, but he's only
he's
got 12, what,
I think
14, 16?
King 10 fares very well
It's
against
still,
the range.
everybody's playing relatively short right now because we haven't busted out enough players that it's still too big of a chunk of his stack, and that's how he was looking at it. He'd rather save those chips and jam when he's actually got something first in the pot.
Yep, that's a lot of
I don't
people
blame
prefer
him
to
for
be
that.
first in the pot for sure. We're supposed to want
I
to.
probably would have folded in Dan's spot too, to be honest, considering the stack size.
if you're
Considering
not
he's only
considering-
got 15 bigs.
Kerfman with the ones.
Yeah, if you're not considering, I think Hanner might. What are the stacks like behind here?
You think Hanner will take a flop?
I don't think he will, just because the stack's behind. I think he will like to, but I think he's gonna fold.
Assuming he makes a standard raise, you think Hanner will take a flop?
I don't think he's. I think he's gonna fold. I think he's gonna like. Not see. He's looking at the
Ooh.
other stacks and Farm Boy stack. I think he's gonna be unhappy about it, but fold. Because he calls and then Carpenter shoves, and then if Farm Boy doesn't end up folding, he just has to put in 7 big blinds with 8-9 suited,
Right.
which he doesn't really want to do.
Yeah, and it was fun to see Hanner there clearly looking at the different stacks at the table and factoring in all that information before he makes a play. He seems to be pretty focused here in this final table. He hasn't talked a lot. He's
Him
been
and-
pretty dialed in.
Yeah, there's been only really Max and Farm Boy have been talking.
Yeah. Roush in the
He talked a little
10
bit
seed
about
a
the
little
ace
bit.
queen hand.
Yeah. 7 players, all guaranteed 13-5.
Thought you were gonna do something.
Does DQ ever talk at the table? I talk to him all the time away from the table, but whenever I'm playing with him, he doesn't seem to talk too much.
I think the only time he talks is when he wants to rip on me. He shows up to most MSPT events, and his running joke is that he thought it was the HPT in town.
Chicken shit.
That's a pretty mean joke.
No, Dan's a great guy. We go way back. Obviously, he's been playing MSPT since we launched in 2009.
Not too suited.
It's
He's been a loyal player.
And then I'm tired of you winning all the time.
He also owns the Dairy Queen in Faribault right off 35 on the highway. So if you're heading back to Minnesota,
Last action lawsuit.
make sure you stop and get a dilly bar at the DQ in Faribault.
How many Dairy Queens does he own? Do you know?
I don't know, a couple I think.
Yeah.
I think the Qdoba as well in the Mall of America. I don't know everything that he's got going on, but
Yeah.
What are you folding over there?
I gotta be honest, I'm probably not gonna remember that guy in about come tomorrow. But if I'm there, you'll
I'm
need
sure
to
he's
remind
got
me.
more stuff going on than that too. I
Yeah,
don't.
you're gonna have to remind me if I'm ever up in that direction.
You wanted to make a play at that.
He's a wise businessman, I think,
Would have worked.
to the best of my knowledge.
I don't think it might have not have worked on that one. I don't know though. Depends what everybody else did, I guess. I just looked like a guy that you wanted to come over to. Yeah, exactly.
Who's going to be the next MSPT champ? We've got 6 players here going for their first title. DQ Dan looking for number 2.
Oh, we got some hands and some
Yeah.
stacks.
Only be one John, or there'd only be one John at this table.
All right.
Three Johns?
Kerfman picking up some hands here. This will be interesting to see if Hanner can stay out of trouble a little bit. He is going to pump 290 into the spot.
This is going to be interesting when he gets to Kerfman with the ace king, if he's going to stuff or flat.
I think he's gonna go all in.
Kerfman?
I don't think so.
I think Farm Boy's gonna go all in.
I don't think so. All right, this is bet.
Yeah,
I say anything but a
okay.
jam.
Oh no, I'll say raise.
Well,
Any raise.
I gave you a lot of action on that 10
Okay,
seconds.
okay. I'll take shove. You can have anything else.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah. and your bet was much better in the last one than even this
Yeah.
one.
Okay. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
What is the raise?
Oh my god.
I thought that was I wasn't going to say that. I thought a fold was a
Farm boy.
possibility, actually. I really believed that.
Okay.
I never
I actually,
pulled that in a
I
million
really
years.
thought that was a possibility.
I mean, it was under the gun,
plus
under the gun
one.
one. Yeah.
It's not awful. I really don't think it's an awful fold. I mean, Hanner hasn't gotten out of line once so far.
Well, and again, some of it
we've been noting how
comes
tight
down to-
Havlish has been playing.
Well, and you got Carpenter on the shorts, real short stack, of course, but
I don't think
I'm jamming the ace king all day.
I don't like to be in that spot with Ace King because you have 50 big blinds. It's really weird, but yeah,
Yeah.
I folded a monster. A little 3 in there. What the heck? Now I feel bad about what I just did.
He's going to take some heat in the chat box. I guarantee you that.
People are playing Monday night, what's the term? Monday afternoon quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean, he's
It's not. It actually isn't a bad.
He's
fold.
not super deep
I'm not
right
saying
now, but he
that's-
is second in chips.
Nobody said anything about it.
Well, they won't see it for 15 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
It's
It's
not
on
that.
delay.
I mean,
I got
everyone's
you.
known how tight he's been playing,
Okay.
and the fact that he's raised under the gun.
Let's see what they say. That will be
know,
interesting.
Oh yeah, we'll get
Oh,
some
no,
feedback for sure
he'll
in
get it.
15 minutes.
So far, they are.
I actually don't think it's an awful fold there. I really don't. I'm not saying I would have necessarily, but I don't think it's an awful fold there.
Max is definitely the fan favorite in the chat, and they want hammers in the
In the
commentary.
booth.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for you, you have Brian Molesky, Josh Reichert, Adam Friedman here at Meskwaki Casino in the heart of Iowa.
If Hanner were to fold 5s here under the gun, then I'm actually a fan of folding the ace king. And the fact that he just folded that, I actually now I really don't mind the fold there with the ace king.
Yeah, I mean, Ace Queen is probably the worst hand Hanner has there. So
Yeah.
3 4. 5 4. Yes. Six.
I wanted to see it. I need to put some chips in.
Josh, your Packers got the Lions tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, correct?
yeah, we'll have to see how Hundley does in second start.
I didn't see him play last week. How'd he look? Not so good?
He was on a short leash. He looked okay. I don't think he looked terrible.
And of course, my Vikings are on a bye week.
Go all of our outs with this pocket 3.
10
The Vikings have pretty winnable games from here on out.
2 4.
Yeah, I think they're. I mean, in my opinion, they're probably the favorite to win the division at this point.
Yeah, their schedule at this point is
Who's the
difficult.
quarterback right now for Minnesota starting?
Case Keenum, baby.
Keenum's still starting.
He's been playing well.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
Farmboy limped on the button with the 8-5 suited. I don't hate it.
It's not awful.
Yeah, I'm okay with it, especially against 2 other bigger stacks. Well, I mean, the 2 other large stacks at the table.
I do not like folding the queen 8 off out of the small.
Yeah, I would limp that hand as well.
Kerfman and
All right,
Hanner again.
I would lay a price here. Hanner checks every flop.
8 checks. 5 checks.
Ooh, Kerfman turned out.
Makes things a little bit interesting.
Tanner going to check call.
Oh, he's going to bet out, find out where he's at. Kerfman looks like he's going to call, and he does.
Alright.
Queen of diamonds. Kerfin makes a pair.
Is he gonna go for value?
Well, Hanner's looking at chips in his hand like he thinks he's good. Yeah, and he does, and he's going to bet.
He
I
could
think he'll
get paid
take it.
here. What do you think, Adam? It's not a good hand to call with. You block the missed diamonds.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a fold. I think he's folding.
At least he doesn't have a 9, a 10, or a jack in his hand.
I don't feel good about betting this though.
You don't like his bet? You don't think there's value to be had?
No. I don't want to make a bet with you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
I'm like 52% he's gonna fold, so I don't feel good enough. I'm not as confident.
Queen. 5 calls.
Oh, he does call.
All right, good. Not making a bet. Did you say he would have called?
I thought that he could. I didn't really
You
even
weren't
put a real
gonna
guess
feel
out
good either?
there.
Yeah.
I didn't think that he would call. Would have been wrong. We move on to hand 49.
I'm feeling really good about my pick right now, by the way. You know why I think part of the reason he called there is because he folded the ace king 2 minutes ago. I guarantee that had a lot to do with it.
That definitely does play into people's minds sometimes. There's psychological things within their own minds that shouldn't even be relevant to the hand, but they are.
Look at this. These two could have a rematch potentially if Hanover thinks he wants to gamble.
2 calls.
Carpenter, I think, is going to jam the king 7 suited here, by the way. So there will not be a rematch.
Yeah, he jammed the jack 8 suited under the
gun.
gun.
He's
Yeah,
definitely jamming king 7 under the
probably
gun.
all in. And there's only 1 king left, so
It is not, but how many? Oh, I don't know.
sevens
One
and
club.
clubs are live.
Tell you one thing, Kerfin's picked up his share of premiums
He
on
has,
this final
yeah.
table.
Ace king,
Him and Ross have gotten all the premiums,
jacks,
it seems
jacks,
like.
aces.
Just flat here. No reason to raise.
So
If you
Kerfman
flat here and-
looking back at the clock behind him.
If you flat here in one of the bigger stacks, raises, what do you do?
It's a cool spot. I mean, part of the reason you're flatting is to induce.
He isolates shove.
Oh, he
so-
moved.
Yeah, if I flatted, I would be calling off against the other
Yeah,
stacks.
unless.
No, I would
unless
probably
one-
call against Max and John, but fold against.
I think against the 10 seed,
Roush.
Roush, the guy who folded queen 10 off, you can definitely. I think you can. I'm not saying
I
you
would call against the other two and fold against him most
Yeah.
likely.
So Carpenter at risk here. King 7.
This has to be clubs. Oh, I thought by the reaction, Roush's reaction looked like they're clubs.
So there's only 1 king left in the deck.
Plenty of
Got
clubs though. We only
better
saw one
chance at
dead
backdoor
club.
clubs,
We
yeah.
only saw
Yeah.
one. We only saw one dead club.
There
There
you go.
it is.
That opened up a whole bunch of outs, as you can see up in the upper right corner.
All right, 3-1. Take
I'm
either side you
taking
want.
jacks. I'm taking jacks.
Any
You got like
club
3 to
or
1?
the king of spades. He doesn't get
All right,
there.
3-2. Then I don't know. This is the first. Now
Too
we're
many
picking the
outs.
outcomes.
All right, we're gonna lose Al Carpenter in.
I had a black kid.
What place did he take? 7th.
That red king. And a
I
3.
know you did.
7th place for $13,523. Al Carpenter out of Cedar Falls, Iowa, his largest career score, and
Just know.
That's value bet.
we'll see him again soon, I'm sure.
The most value you've bet about.
He's into golf and
Hey,
family.
earlier
Aw.
I did. Or, yeah, did I say that?
I don't know what his handicap is, but I do know that Hanner
I don't know
is
how
a
to work
phenomenal
it.
golfer.
Yeah, I didn't keep him very long.
Like,
It was
really
a short
phenomenal.
time. 1 second, basically.
Yeah, you'll see if this gets folded to Hanner, he'll definitely be opening queen 8 off on the button, I believe. I want to see what Roush does to the ace 10 though in the small.
They're talking about the queen jack hand where Farm Boy called with the rivered pair of 5s, and Hanner got value out of his queen. And then they're talking about another hand earlier that I know about. Farm Boy bluffed on the river on 4 low cards and a king, and he had ace queen, and Hanner called, and Farm Boy was good with ace queen high. Hanner must have called him with a worse ace high.
But by the way, I think Rush is supposed to be 3-betting here to about 350, 360 out of position. I mean, he's more or less playing to hit pairs here at this point when he just flats ace-10.
I mean, he could check call ace high on a lot of boards like this one, but I don't know if
I don't
he
think
will.
he will. I don't believe he will.
I don't think he will either, but he should. 60K, that's really easy to check call that amount, but
Like,
no.
why he didn't even consider it.
So yeah, he was just looking for pairs, like you said, or,
Yeah.
or
So
better.
he's so much. I mean, because I believe Hanner will give him a lot of credit when he 3-bets.
Yeah, I think so too.
But
But
Hanner could fold a hand like
the reason
ace-jack to a
Hanner's
3-bet.
giving him a lot of credit when he 3-bets is because he doesn't 3-bet that hand, you know. So
In fact, I think if he were going to get 3-bet instead of having queen, if he would have had a hand like ace-jack or 2 5s or 6s, I think he would. He
yeah,
might
he would have
really
folded.
consider
Yeah,
folding that.
I think he would.
Even with position.
What do you have on the hand he came over top of you? You can't tell me, and I'll know you in like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I guess a lot can happen. You can just let me know when we go break.
Yeah.
Okay, Hendrickson get on the 15 big blind stack. Bye-bye.
Kings to aces.
Look how easy it is. Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
You know,
this is
for all these times here, I don't ever recall seeing aces against kings. And all the times I've been with you, I've seen aces versus queens, kings versus queens. I don't think I've ever seen aces versus.
I already feel bad for
Farm
DQ
Boy's
Dan.
mixing it up with the Jack 10 open under the gun. But
There
that's
is
not going to
no
change
scenario.
anything with kings and aces.
There is no scenario Hendrickson is not all in.
No. This
But
is just a
the good thing he
cooler.
has, his kings are live, and both his suits are live. Club and diamond.
Guess not. All right.
Hanner does not flat premiums, it doesn't seem.
8 raises to 290.
Yeah, so Dan's gonna push all in, and he'll do it he'll act
He's
relatively
getting kings like,
quickly.
oh my god, how did I get this on a raise and 3-bet?
Yeah.
I'm on 15 bigs.
Such a cooler here,
There's nothing you can do about it.
chewing on the toothpick.
There's one ace gone and no kings gone though. Music to Hanner's ears.
Yeah.
And Kervin's saying, oh man,
He's folded, so he
I can see
folded
that
queen
he
jack
just-
and the
he just-
cutoff.
He just 3-bet me.
He folded queen jack and the cutoff, and
And
then
now
he
he's
opened
raising
jack 10 under the
gun.
gun.
8 call. Ace against king.
Clubs and diamonds are live. Hence why
And
he's,
the kings
he's
are
folding,
live.
Yeah.
5 suits.
Oh my
Ace
gosh.
and a king. That was a case ace too.
Can you imagine if he would have just flat aces free and the Hendrickson just 3-bets and he just flats the aces again? And then he bets and just call and moves in.
Well, there's one
You know,
king in the deck,
I feel like
and
the board's going
Hendrickson
to pair.
needs
I
to
don't know
hit
which
it.
way. It does feel like the board's pairing.
Any king.
What about a queen? Farm Boy would have got there, Broadway.
Oh, he
No,
doesn't
just-
get it. Such a cooler for Dan. So he is our last MSPT champ remaining at this table, looking for number 2. We're gonna lose DQ Dan Hendrickson in 6th place, but he is gonna take home $17,211. So congrats.
You don't have more chips.
And yeah,
Yeah,
what a
that's,
cooler
that's
for
the
Dan.
ultimate cooler. He had the second nuts pre-flop and the second nuts after the river.
So we are down to 5. Victor Hoffman, John Kerfman, Max Havlish, John Hanner, and John Roush.
Now we're going to see if Hanner's going to put the hammer down on people.
So sick.
Now the question is, do some people really start truly laddering up as opposed to winning it?
Play at it.
Yeah, and Hanner with the chips here is certainly going to be active. You can see how well he already plays.
Oh no.
Thank you.
You're getting a smile out of him now.
It's always nice when you got twice as much as second place.
Yeah.
I got unlucky that hand.
Oh yeah, poor you. Poor you.
Wow, he's sad.
All right, this will be an automatic open with the king-9 suited. I don't think Hoffman's going to fold, by the way, to a raise. He'll flat on the small blind.
8 raises to
I'm gonna take fold. This will be our next one.
So if you didn't ask how
You
many
got
chips
it.
we We probably won't tell you.
I'm right.
He's already calling.
I'm right. I would have. By the way, I would have done a double bet on this. By the way, I felt so very confident he wasn't folding.
I've been
I agree.
wrong.
He's
I've
supposed
been
to-
wrong. I've
he's
been way
supposed-
off on this table.
He's supposed to fold, I believe. So it's 4-2 now. Well, technically one of ours was just, oh,
Four
is
to
it going to
two,
hit
yeah.
or not?
Yeah, 4-2 though.
I mean, that's not like a real one, but whatever.
It counts.
counts.
I
It
need
does.
it. I need it.
Don't count it yourself. Say count yourself.
I can't see that.
All right.
Bingo.
4 checks.
Hanner's going to continue. Hoffman will call.
How much is Hanner gonna bet?
Not much. 120.
Oh,
105.
You were confusing me.
I didn't see it.
Wow. I think that's a
He
great-
might have picked up something off of. He might have picked something up off of Hoffman.
unless he moved his hands or something.
He was, yeah.
And look at that. And now I let Kerfman take the lead. Kerfman's supposed
he's
to fire
gonna. He's
here.
gonna bet, yeah. Now Hoffman's going to do what? I don't know.
He's calling.
Yeah.
I will be generally surprised. I
Hoffman will lose call.
It's weird how such small things throughout the courses of tournaments and hands like
Cost.
change everything. Like
Yeah.
if Hanner c-bets, then Kerfman's gone. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that buzzer? That means the blinds are going up.
You can
I
fold
got
if
too
you
good a
want.
hand to fold.
Oh, okay.
See?
Four calls.
I was giving you the option. You can open.
Now Farm Boy's not going to get any value on this river, I don't think, from seeing the Ace Queen hand earlier.
This is gonna go check.
Yeah, he's going to check back.
4 checks, 5 checks.
I got a 4.
1,000.
Got the 8.
8's with
I think even if the river was like a deuce or something, I think Farm Boy would have just checked back.
See that?
Even though I think he should bet. But,
I think you go for thin value there.
yeah.
No, I saw
All right.
out, man. Couldn't do it.
We are on a 10-minute break here at Meskwaki Casino. 424 runners, down to 5, all guaranteed, just shy of 23K, with 90,000 for first place. Hanner in the lead. We'll be back in 9 minutes to play down to a winner. All right. And we are back. Brian Molesky, Josh Reichert, Adam Friedman here at Meskwaki Casino. I don't know what event this is, 120 or something like that. I should look that up. I should know this stuff.
I forgot we were doing
Oh, I was way off. This is our 111th MSPT 1K event.
Aces again for Hoffman.
See how easy it is? See, you guys, you should play tight. Just fold till you get aces. Everybody's doing it.
Will he just any shot he just limps? No.
2 raises to 150. 4 folds.
I would have probably made it 125. But I do that with some medium value hands that I'm calling off with, premiums, and then hands I'm raise folding. So
What are some of the medium value hands like you on an 8 big blind stack, which you'll like raise an intention of calling
So
off?
like, if I have like deuces through sixes, I would just open shove. But like sevens plus and
What did he have? Since everybody knows
like
the
ace 10
what
suited
did
plus,
John
I'd probably
have?
raise
I
call
don't remember.
and deuce.
Raise
Maybe even king queen suited.
424 runners.
Most people don't do that. Though.
We are down to 5. Here's how the final table has gone so far. We have played 54 hands, so this is hand number 54. In 10th place, Jason Sell, MSPT champ, went out in 10th place. In 9th place, Roger Bennett out of Kirksville, Missouri. In 8th place, Ken Pates, also a former MSPT champ, out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. 7th place, Al Carpenter out of Cedar Falls, Iowa. And in 6th place, a cooler, Kings into Aces, Dan Hendrickson out of Faribault, Minnesota. And here are the final 5 remaining, all chasing 90K up top. In the 4 seat, Victor Hoffman out of Cedar Valley, Iowa. In the 5 seat, John Kerfman, the farmer, Fishhook, Illinois. In the 6 seat, Max Havlish out of Coon Rapids, Minnesota. In the 8 seat, your current chip leader, John Hanner out of St. Paul, Minnesota. And in the 10th seat, the attorney, John Roush out of Cedar Falls, Iowa. It's been a great final table so far, gentlemen, and hopefully we can keep cruising right along in this final 5.
See, at 30, 60,000, this is a hand Kaufman should be considering jamming 10 bigs with king 6 suited under the gun. Very reasonable to move on with the hand there, which is essentially the hijack.
6 folds.
I think Hanner's gonna limp.
Yeah, after like relearning no limit things, I limp a ton of my range here.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big fan of raising
But
that.
he hasn't flatted like any premiums. Not that that's like effective in this spot really, but irrelevant. But
8 calls. 10 checks.
I mean, Roush isn't even considering raising there, and I'm not saying he necessarily should, but the fact that he just snap checked, like no hesitation. See, my guess is Hanner thinks he can like bet the majority of flops.
8 bets, 6.
at least he's calling with ace high this
Yeah,
time.
that's good.
Yeah.
10 calls.
This will be interesting here because I think Hanner's going to check even if an ace hits.
I wonder-
I'm certain of that.
Roush probably, like, he has ace of hearts, which is really good.
8 checks.
But I'm not sure if he's even thinking about that, you know?
I think Hanner believes he's up against a jack, and he's just going to... Oh, he's going to turn his hand to a bluff.
Is that what he's doing?
Looks like it.
It must be. Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, it's good against the specific hand he's against.
10 bet, 275.
Maybe-
That's a really big bet.
Roush gonna take it down.
Dude, you always tell me that.
There, I mean, there's like 6s through 10s, I guess Hanner could maybe have.
Yeah.
And some ace highs that you can get to fold that are better than yours or chop with yours, but not a jack or, you know, so I don't know.
If you want to check out the live blog for this event, Disco Chad Holloway is live reporting currently outside that final table. Or
Disco.
the payouts for this event. 45 players cashed here today. All you got to do is head out to msptpoker.com. You'll see on the homepage there the live updates tab for the Meskwaki Casino event. You can go back and read the live blog for day 1A, day 1B, and day 2, as well as who has cashed so far in this event. That's one of the cool things about the MSPT. If you go back to all of our events, you since we've started doing the live reporting in-house, you can access the live reporting blog for each day, and it's there forever, so that's pretty cool.
See, this will be interesting here. Hoffman has a really easy jam here with the king-queen. Oh, Hanner just limped. Never mind. I didn't even see that. He's still supposed to jam king-queen here. With 9.5 bigs, you agree he's supposed to jam there? Over
I would
button limp?
probably shove
Yeah.
over Hanner's limp, but just defend against Hanner's open, I think.
2 checks.
See, I mean, he could have used that 200,000 right now. It's pretty hard to continue with king-queen high here.
Hoffman keeps hanging around.
Yeah.
Looks like MSPT Eric moved Hoffman over to the 2 seat now. Spread him out a little bit.
Give him a little better view
Yeah,
of
a
the table,
little-
too. It's hard to see around the dealers sometimes when you're in the 1 or the 10.
For sure.
I get the impression, just from what I'm watching, I think Hanner... tell me what you guys think. I get the impression that Hanner believes he's the best player here. I think he really wants to play small ball the rest of the way. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. Which is, like, it surprised me that that showed when he just flatted the ace-jack suited from the small blind.
Yeah.
But then it surprised me when he 3-bet the ace-queen-o under the gun 1 versus under the gun open, you know, because that kind of goes away from it.
That's the only thing. It looked like he's a big boy.
He can. He can.
I mean, he was, talking to me about my ace queen. So I figured I could ask him a little bit back.
What I told
You
you?
lost the pot, and he and John was like, "What do you got?"
Oh, I didn't hear it.
When I bet the queen jack,
Yeah, I thought he
the
could.
king
slip.
board, and then you called, and then
Oh,
John was
yeah.
like, "What'd you ask?"
A really
and I was
shitty
like, "Come on,
hand.
ask him." Like,
It was a pretty terrible hand.
I think he could.
Like, this will be interesting to see if Hanner raises jack 7 off here.
That's probably one I should.
Yeah, if he just makes like 120.
Is that bad?
I think he should. I think he should be just
I mean, I think-
opening every hand on these guys, really.
I agree.
As long as they'll let you get away with it, you might as well go for it.
I agree. To me, that's like it's 140 free money. I think he can pick up with very little resistance.
Was that the first walk?
No, I think there was 1 or 2 earlier in the last break. I forget when, but I definitely remember seeing at least 1 or 2 walks.
Everybody here guaranteed over 22,000. Hoffman in the danger zone. Everybody else sitting all right with over 21 bigs. Hanner in control.
Kept betting, I kept-
My pick, DQ Dan, is out. I tried to give him a little run good, but that didn't work.
Well, you've had the magic touch all weekend when I'm around. That's for sure. All right, and now Roush in the cut. Okay, good. He's going to raise the ace-6 suited here. A little nervous after he open fold the queen 10 off. Kerfman's going to flat here, you think?
I think so, yeah. Well,
I think
actually, Now we can't say anymore.
Yeah.
But like, just based off his comment on intermission, it's hard to say.
That's it.
Four checks.
Roush going to take a stab at this pot here. We got a good look.
Taking a big stab.
We got a good look at the pig between seats 4 and 5, and
325.
Kerfman is going to fold the threes.
I wanted a pre-fold, but it could have been off.
John Roush again, now in the 9 seat, third MSPT cash, first final table. He's up to 1.5 million. Likes to play a little Omaha pot limit.
I'll mess with that one.
Seems to be the trend these days.
Yeah, everybody enjoys it. Everybody that tries it.
I need to know.
Because you get more cards, right?
More cards, more fun.
Yeah.
They should learn how to play all the other games too.
I don't know. I forgot.
Those are more fun. Stud games, high-low games, draw games. That's a lot more cards.
That's how I got my start. 7-card stud back in 2001.
And when are we ever going to play?
I was playing a little 2-4 limit, 7-card stud, baby.
When are you? Yeah, no. Once in a while.
When are they going to bring that card? When are they going to bring that game back?
2-4 rarely ever plays anymore. Oh, you meant $2, $4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking different 2-4 rarely
What,
ever
is
plays.
there any other level? I don't even know what you're talking about. What was that supposed to mean?
Maybe during the LPC, I might play 2-4 once or twice if we can get the right group together.
Yeah, 2-4 limit, 7-card stud.
Yeah. 2-4 is exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'd bring like $50 and
For tip money.
I didn't tip. I didn't have it. That's all I had.
You were really nice to me, like pre-final table.
That's the last time I hit a jackpot.
Calm down.
I got the table share for like $300. I think the jackpot was $7,000 total at that time.
I don't think
Yeah, you're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get your best 7-card stud game someday.
I don't think I've played it since 2001 either.
I think Hoffman's gonna be opening up here, and Hander's gonna 3-bet him.
Hoffman's got 445K.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking Kerfman. I don't know why I was thinking Kerfman for a minute.
I'm surprised he didn't shove the Jack 10,
I would have.
but
It's going to fold a Hanner. He's going to raise and take it down.
I would agree.
I think its raise size is gonna be smaller than normally. If you're gonna raise, I prefer 3xing on the small blind nowadays.
I think he's going to go like 160.
Yeah, I think.
And I think Roush is going to fold.
I agree
200.
with the big size.
Yeah.
Josh, you going to be at our, if you make it to our, I know it's a little far, well, I'm trying to get Adam up to Canterbury in December. It's a little far away from home for him, and it's not, but after that last event, we've got that bottle of Kimo Wasabi that we use for all our photos at every event. We're going to crack that after the last event. So if you guys are around, we'll make some margaritas.
I might. Like I said, I'll see if I can work Minnesota with him with another trip to LA or Vegas. Go straight from LA or Vegas. Let me see what I can work around that. I can't make any promises, but
There's
let
a
me.
couple Timberwolves games that week. Let's go.
Actually, I don't think there are. I looked. No Timberwolves games and no Wild games.
Oh,
I've already looked at the schedules. Everywhere I go, I'm always looking to see.
well, maybe I just tried to lie to you then to swindle you into coming up to Minnesota. That's always a great event, though.
Yeah.
Next year, that last event, season finale, will be a $500K guarantee. Adam, I think you mentioned that the other day. You noticed that?
I wouldn't mind, like I said, if
We had darn near 500 last time, just 2 flights.
That's right.
I'll most likely be there. I don't lock my plans in more than like 2 weeks in advance, but
Yeah.
Me either. I'm like a day.
I'm
Good
like
chance I'll be there.
I'm definitely the opposite in terms of the book. We're like trying to plan 2 to 3 months out.
Yeah, he'll call me sometimes. Hey, that event next month, you gonna be there? I'm like, I don't look that far ahead.
what event?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Where am I gonna be? I don't know. You tell me. He knows where I'm gonna be before I know where I'm gonna be.
Well, like when you're when you're getting Airbnbs in LA and Vegas all the time, you have to you want to get the right locations where you're staying at. You got to plan a little bit in advance. You don't want to be stuck with the last places in LA or Vegas at the paying too much or not being specifically in the areas you want to be at. So I have to plan accordingly.
That's a great plug, Adam. For those watching, if you haven't noticed, we are going to have 7 tournaments in Las Vegas at the Venetian in 2018. Of course, we've got the Poker Bowl over Super Bowl weekend. Flights 1A and 1B will be Thursday, Friday, day 2 Saturday, and of course the Super Bowl on Sunday. Last year, I think we put a $300K guarantee on that last year, and 2 flights got right around $700.
Wow.
So we're going to do that again in February, the Poker Bowl at the Venetian. And then next summer, we've got 5 events. We're going to do, of course, our very popular $1,100 buy-in event, generally right around the first week of Vegas. Dates are still to be determined, so we don't know that for sure. But last year we had a $2.5 million guarantee on that, and I think it drew over 3,000 runners. The prize pool was over $3 million. So we're certainly going to do that again next summer. And then we're also going to do, for the first time, we're going to do a few events over 1K. And, of course, we can get away with that at the Venetian. So we've got a 1,600 event, a 3,000, a 5,000, and the MSPT High Roller $10,000 event. And I believe we're going to broadcast all 5 of those events next summer. So that'll be fun. That'll be a good time.
Yeah, that does sound fun.
Selfishly, I'm going to ask again, like I have the last few summers. Can you please not put them around the 10K mixed events of the World Series?
Well, and oddly enough,
Around my schedule.
and of course, Adam's joking because those are the events we specifically schedule.
Yeah,
over.
because you don't want the no limit hold'em players
Yeah.
to be busy doing something else.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work out well for me. Doesn't mean when I bust out, if I have a summer like I did this summer where I was just a laughing stock of the entire fantasy world, that I can help announce once I bust out.
Just setting your value low for this year.
Yeah.
You pick yourself up cheap in fantasy.
Of course, I don't know if I'm going to play all that many tournaments next year either. It's way too early to know yet.
What do you mean? I thought you were a planner.
Yeah, I don't know. It just depends on the mood I'm in.
This is an interesting pot. Farm Boy limped, blind versus blind. Avlish made it just under 3x, 160, and Farm Boy called. And now I think he's got to see another card.
As tight as Havish is playing, I'm surprised he called 8-6 off for 100,000 more.
No, at Kerfman.
Yeah, I'm surprised
Okay.
Kerfman called 100,000 more
Yeah.
pre-flop. Out of
Yeah,
position,
he's
he's been
been-
very solid.
It's been sometimes he's folded some hands I would have thought he would call, and sometimes he's called some hands I thought he would fold. But I also feel like the way he called right there, it looked like he didn't want to.
Yeah, I agree. Of course, just can Havlish muster up the courage to barrel one more bullet. I don't think...
I mean, it's a really good board for him to do it.
It's interesting.
This is weird. Might work though. If he had checked, he probably was gonna have to fold to a second barrel, which I think Havlish was going to fire. This is such a weird. I don't know.
If he would just min-raise the 400, I think Kerfman's cards would be in the muck so quickly here.
They would, yeah. But I mean, if you think about it, he's flatting all of his aces.
Yeah.
So a raise is likely a bluff here, but Max does not want to fold to this, but just a tough spot to be in with that stack.
It's like that, you're not dunking an ace out there.
See?
I'm good.
Max just needed to go with his intuition.
I had a winner. I had to bet.
So Hanner's still up top. Of course, Hoffman's got a lot of work to do. Going to have to make a move here real soon. 5-handed. Those blinds come around quickly.
I thought you were gonna make me be a hero.
Keep
That's
an
all
eye
I'm
on
saying.
I only had king
It's my
high. I only
favorite.
had king high, so it's just...
It's just my favorite hand. No big deal.
Max almost raised it. He almost raised it.
You wanna know what?
I was gonna hero call his ass.
You know what's funny? is You said you folded your favorite hand before, and you just straight up mucked it. I remember pre-flop.
You remember what it was?
No, you never told me.
Oh shit.
But maybe
Well,
it's
it was
10-4.
kind of my favorite hand. It wasn't suited that time.
Nah, nah.
Hoffman's going to have to find a hand soon.
Yeah, I can't remember everything.
Still, you had me.
Starting to look like it's going to be a Havlish Kerfman, I'm sorry, Hannah Kerfman heads up battle here shortly.
4 raises to 125.
Something's just up.
Both very deserving at this point.
Will Hannah defend?
Yes.
I agree.
He's gonna get put in so many good spots with these 2 stack sizes where he can win the pot a lot of ways by applying pressure, that I think he should defend with a lot of hands
Very
here.
wide range.
Yeah. Like this board, he flops a gutter. I don't know what's gonna happen, but
8 checks. 4 checks.
I'd expect him to see him lead most turns. Maybe not that one. His double gutter now though. Kerfman's checked back that's a bad card to bet into now for Hanner, I think.
Yeah, and I would actually like Kerfman to check behind here on the turn. So Hannah
Yeah,
could potentially,
he could check
he
raise,
could easily
yeah.
check raise easily on the turn.
But I think if Hanner checks, I think Kerfman's gonna bet.
Four bets 225.
Like if he were to check raise,
That would be so good, but he didn't even want to think about it.
You're so good picking this game.
It is a thinking game.
Well, this is our final event of Season 8 here at Meskwaki Casino. As I mentioned, we'll be back 3 more times in Season 9. But Meskwaki has been on the calendar 3 times a year since 2012. So, if my math, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, what's that, 18 times we've been to Meskwaki.
so
Pretty cool.
I've probably been here at least half of those times,
Yeah.
maybe more.
I'm too. Like I said, I've only been here twice, but I'm definitely going to try to make it out here about once a year if I can.
Well, and Adam, you haven't been to Rube's yet, have you?
Yeah, the last time I was here 2
Were you?
years ago.
Okay. It's always a poker player favorite. One of the cool things to do.
Wow, and Hoffman. Hold on, I'm sorry to
He
interrupt
just
you, but
limped with
I don't
5
understand
big
this.
blinds.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, yeah,
Kerfman limps too with 9-8. He's won a couple pots. He's feeling good.
it's such an automatic jam. I mean, what is Hoffman
Yeah,
doing
he
if
should shove for sure. I mean,
Yeah, it's a pretty easy shove, but
And now what?
8 checks.
And Kerfman's going to win this hand.
It's on you, buddy.
10 checks.
Again,
now he's all in.
Now he moves all in with.
Farm Boy's gonna think he was trapping.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that was exact.
But he's
I
gonna
was
call.
Gonna
He's gonna
actually
call
see-
anyways.
You cannot limp here with the intention of folding when you flop top pair for 245. You have to know that's coming.
Why is he? You can't give away so much to your opponents behind you just in case. Like it's just. He's gonna call. Another 2 are gonna fold.
Yeah, very standard.
Folds 10 folds.
Alright, on a 8-5 deuce flop, we have King Jack
some action.
of clubs versus the 8-9.
And that's MSPT Eric giving an update to the rail. There's a fair amount of people out there watching this from the rail.
He's got all 6 outs live here.
And a king.
Wow.
He played it like a genius.
And you got look at all that. Look at all those limp chips you got in there now.
And everybody at the table is disappointed.
Nobody was happy about that. You could see their faces.
Yeah. They all wanted to move up another $7 grand
That
pay
was,
jump.
that was a very crucial pot too.
Yeah.
Almost 800k pot.
Good effort. Good effort.
Victor Hoffman with the double up. Up to 780k.
Is Victor one of the Iowa boys here?
He's from Cedar Valley. Yes, sir. He's semi-retired. His largest career cash prior to this final table was 5,500. So this is his largest career score. He did get into this main event through a satellite. So he's playing on the cheap.
So we have 2 Minnesota, 2 Iowa, and Illinois left.
But for Hoffman, he says he only plays about 6 times a year, but this is his 3rd MSPT cash, though his first final table.
We'll probably see a flop this hand. What do you make it, 150? 125?
And I believe Kaufman will defend.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I think what's going to happen, I could be wrong. I think if Kaufman flops,
Who?
I'll say
Are you combining Kerfman
sorry.
and Hoffman?
If Hoffman flops top pair, I think he's just going to open jam.
So Jack 6-4, and he's gonna go all in.
I don't even think there'll be no trapping. You know what? He might just bet big. He's definitely going to just.
He's
bet.
got enough chips now. He might check raise all in.
No, he'll bet. He'll lead. He'll bet 100%. That I feel confident about. No checking. If he hits top pair, he bets. That's my next bet.
So Hoffman calls. We're going to see a flop here.
Yes or no?
Nah, I'm good. I don't. It's too
I
many.
almost want to lay 2 to 1 on this. I feel
9,
very
right?
confident about it.
Yeah.
Too many components to that.
You see, if he flops anything, he just bets.
And
He
he's
just want
going
to
to
move a
go
drum
all
head.
in.
That's kind of a tough spot with
He
sixes.
can't
Yeah.
call. I think it's an easy fold. I mean, it's a 9, a 10, or a heart draw.
Yeah, I mean, you're not in good shape even against his draws, so.
He doesn't. I mean, Kerfman doesn't even have a backdoor heart.
Maybe better not to have a heart.
Yeah, it actually probably is.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think he's gonna fold.
Yep. He's going to fold.
He's definitely folding. You know, he will fold, but he's gonna hate it.
Nervous. You took a pill or something.
He could call it a frustration because based on the last
I don't think he will.
I don't believe he will, but I think it's 10%. So I'm gonna say I would need 10 to 1.
That would
Fair.
be more than 10%. 9 to 1.
9 to 1. You're right. Would you give me the 9 to 1 now that he folded?
No, that's probably too much.
So it's 4 to 2 me at the moment, right?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
Really hard to call these. Better than that?
Really? Just figure that out, yeah?
Unfair.
I definitely don't think you're blocking me anymore, that's for sure.
And just like that, Hoffman up to 16 bigs.
I don't think you would. I think you have.
Brian Molesky, Josh Reichert, Adam Friedman here in the booth at Meskwaki Casino. We're down 2 bottles of Kimosabi here in the booth, working on number 3.
I had backwards knives.
It's going to be an interesting spot for Hoffman here. I think he's going to call when Hanner opens.
Oh, he's
Assuming
he's
Hanner
definitely-
opens.
Yeah, he's definitely calling.
I mean, he
And
should
and
shove.
Kerfman says his favorite hand's 8-6, so he'll defend the big blind.
That'll go 3 ways.
You're right. He's supposed to jam.
He should shove, yeah, over Hanner's open. Hanner's opening wide enough with the chip lead that you have fold equity and a good hand to do it with. But he's just going to call.
Oh, you're my hero.
Let's see if Hoffman wins this hand. He's
Kerfman is definitely annoyed with Hoffman beating him out of the last couple of pots because he's thrown a couple of jokes at his expense.
Yeah.
Subtle jabs, kind of.
Nobody flops anything.
I don't think Hanner's going to c-bet Queen 10-5, do you?
I do.
Four checks.
No.
Eight checks.
Was that a bet?
I think that counts for me.
Yeah.
I think it
All right,
does.
so you got it.
So everybody has missed so far.
Now he'll bet. The delayed c-bet. Nope.
No. We're gonna go to the river. Can anybody connect? No. Ace high is currently good. Hoffman has the best hand. If Hanner checks here,
I would like Kerfman betting the river there.
I would have liked it too, but remember the hand I was telling you earlier? He bet ace high, and Hanner called with a worse ace high? He probably doesn't want to try to bluff him.
275.
That's 275.
all right, let's see. And that's gonna take it.
Well, not yet. Kerfman could check raise.
He's got the blocker, the 6. He's gonna fold. I would love to see him check raise here.
Check jam would be awesome.
It's not gonna happen though. He's gonna fold. He doesn't believe him, clearly.
He's got 8 high. The only thing
I told you guys earlier,
The only thing he's
could-
thinking about is a check
Uh-huh.
raise jam. And decides against it.
Or what?
Barrel's good.
Oh, that was fair. I didn't know.
Hanner's
guys-
not lying.
Yeah, they have just discussed at the table a lot what they had, you know.
Hanner with a little over a 2-1 chip lead on Kerfman.
And if Kerfman limps here, I believe Havlish will jam the king jack this time.
Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna go down. Limp, all in, fold. Oh
Wow.
man, he's just it's just,
Limps 8-6. Huh?
I don't know what he's doing. Like very unpredictable things. I guess that's good. If your opponents can't predict what you're gonna do.
We can see the cards and we can't predict what he's going to do. Hanner pretty well in control yet. Hasn't really taken any substantial hits. I believe he arrived at this final table as a chip leader. Is that correct?
I don't think he did.
Or was he second?
Or
Maybe?
it was close to the top.
It was pretty tight when we started this final table, but
Yeah.
he's been steadily climbing. Roush here in the 10 seat picks up jacks.
And Kerfman will probably defend the 4s on the button.
150.
So Roush is going to go 150. Hoffman with the
Any chance Hoffman?
9-7 suited. He's going to fold that pretty quickly. Let's see what Kerfman decides to do here with the 4s.
He's definitely calling.
And he does. Interesting spot here now for Havlish. 8-6 of clubs. He's got a raise and a call in front of him. He is going to fold. And Hanner is going to get away from it as well. We're going to go 2 ways to a flop. Kerfman has position on Roush. Both miss. Roush is going to check pretty quickly.
Do you
Is
check
he
raise?
cutting out
This
a
is
check raise?
unbelievable.
I don't understand this.
Okay, I guess the hand's over, but it saves him from having to make any decisions later.
Well, I can't tell Kerfman's starting to get annoyed, like he might just start doing something really random here.
Find out where you're at.
I agree. He's been getting beat up a little bit. Seven and a half minutes left in the 30-60 level. Then we will climb to 40-80. 424 runners down to 5. Who's going to be the next MSPT champ? All 5 of these players are going to be a first-time champ.
Brian, do you have any idea when I'm going to win?
What are you going to win?
Yeah. When's it going to happen?
Oh, when are you going to win?
Yeah.
An
Will
MSPT?
it ever happen?
You've had one final table, right?
I had 2, but
2?
I keep...
Oh, you had a runner-up finish, didn't you?
No, third and a
Oh,
fourth.
third and a fourth?
Those were...
That's right.
Took some beats.
One was Michigan, no?
Yeah. Took some beats
That
at
was a
both
good
those
one.
tables that were pretty annoying. Let's see, Hoffman, let's see, is he going to raise the 10-9 suited?
Even Reichard's got an MSPT championship.
Like I said, he's got so many.
Way
He
behind.
doesn't even.
You final tabled the last one here, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I did not. What'd I
Seventh or
get?
eighth, somewhere in there.
I think it was better than that, but
Okay.
not much better.
I was not there for that one, so I don't recall exactly. Of course, we do so many of these now every week, I hardly remember anything anymore. I remember the first couple of years, I remembered every number of every satellite and every main event, and now they're just a big blur.
Yeah, there's so many at this point.
I'm like, I don't know. I used to remember every name. Part of it's I'm just old too now.
That check raise with Jax is so strange.
Very weird.
But I mean, I guess he's just trying to find out where he's at. But I'm not a fan of making bets to find out where you're at.
No. And what happens when he gets called?
Well, we've gone probably 10 hands without aces now. This is getting a little out of hand.
All right. Is Havlish going to jam 15 bigs?
Yeah, I mean, obviously now I could see, but I was going to say that I thought he would just open.
Hoffman might defend.
Two girls.
Wow. In a surprise mood, is Hoffman going to just... Wow, it's a new one.
I can't even try to predict
I have
what's
no
going to
clue.
happen.
I don't know. Just a call.
6 calls.
Yeah.
If the 9 of hearts comes off, this would be interesting. Oh my gosh.
He's gonna fire
barreling
out again?
He's got heart.
Yeah, he's got heart.
Havlish is going to just call red again.
He finally Hoffman got some
Maybe
chips.
X the draws at this point.
He's willing to bet him.
He's doing this with no equity. I hate this. I mean, at least if he has a gut shot, he might have equity.
I think I would just shove at this point on this board to tax combo draws and things like that. What does he have behind?
I
Havlish?
think the majority of the time I would agree, but I think you're better off doing this. You don't want to scare him off. This might be the one time you might scare him off a jack.
Looks like he's
Maybe he's gonna white magic fold.
I don't think he's going to move in.
he's eyeing down Hoffman
Yeah,
pretty
he
good
is.
here. I think he got a little information there.
I must get bluffed so much.
6 is on.
Yeah, it's not what Hoffman wanted to hear. I like the heart. He fired 2 streets, and he's going to have to fold here. He's pretending like he's got something, but unless he misread his hand.
And right now, Havlish is thinking, why did I jam? He has absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Maybe he thinks he has 10-8 of hearts.
Well, he's got the 10 hearts. Maybe the 9-7 hearts.
No,
No,
maybe
like
Hoffman
Hoffman-
thinks he has 10-8 of
Oh,
hearts.
okay.
Yeah, he might think he has a flush draw, actually.
I gotta put you in a hand.
Okay, no, he didn't.
Yeah, he
just
didn't.
he was just lying.
Yeah. That was just a acting job.
Nice.
I like the effort, though. I like the effort by Hoffman. Didn't work out. That's the way it goes sometimes, and Havlish will pick up a nice pot. Much needed in this spot, and he is now up to 1.5 million.
Hoffman was lower than this before and was
Battle
able
back.
to battle back, yeah, so maybe he can do it again. He knows how to grind that 7 big blind
Yeah,
stack.
he knows to go after Kerfman.
All he has to do is play hands against Kerfman,
Yeah.
and he'll be right back in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Like say like some Uso.
She didn't love it.
I was gonna say, I wonder if Hanner opens with Hoffman stacked behind him.
He's
Limp,
enough.
all in, fold, right?
I don't know. He might just do a small raise.
Yeah, he did with the ace-6 earlier. He needs to go all in.
I agree. He still might just do a small raise.
Effectively, all. I mean, it's
who
a
would
small
want
raise,
that? I think
really.
it's
I mean, it's not a small raise and it's not an all in.
yeah.
But it's. Look at this.
I guess he's playing to hit.
Oh man, I hope. Look at him. He's looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
Is there any chance Kerfman would fold if Hoffman jams?
No, I don't.
Hoffman's jamming.
I don't
any
know.
Flop.
He's gonna stop and go, huh? Oh, they
my
both
gosh.
got. Oh, check
Well,
back.
look at that.
They both
6.
checked it.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh, dude.
If he was in, it's just, please jam. This would be the greatest thing ever.
Oh, poor Kerfman. This.
He's gonna bet like 75K.
Wait, didn't Kerfman just go all in?
No, he said, "Is it on me?" And it's not yet.
He moves in with a full house.
Two's all in, 4 call.
Oh, that's
Jack 8 against Jack King.
Look at the reaction of everybody else.
6-8 board.
He moves in with a nut
There
full
needs to
house.
be a king on the river for justice.
He moves in
It
with
has to be there.
Poor Kerfman just cannot beat Hoffman in a pot right now. It's unbelievable.
We knew it. He just had to play against Kerfman again.
Yeah,
He
it's
moves in with the top. He
unbelievable.
doesn't check the nut full house. So he moved all
You
in.
don't want to go? No way.
You think he would? What do you think he would have, instead of making it 260? If he would have moved in, you think he would have caught all in pre-flop?
No, he would have folded.
That is.
Hey, if one of you guys want to leave, go ahead.
You ain't going nowhere. That's
Well,
for
hell,
sure.
you're putting me half out the door. Yeah.
You did all the best.
These final tables are always so bizarre.
Well, couldn't you smell a piss?
It always just makes you wish you were there.
I thought I felt something.
87.
I can't believe you didn't bet that flop. What in the world?
He was trapping you.
I guess. That's my mom. She's like, you played that hand bad, idiot.
8 folds.
How much did you make it pre?
260.
Really? 160. No way.
Oh,
10
Aussie?
raises to 160.
All right, now he's raising the queen 10 there. That's good.
That was like maybe the sickest hand I've played in a little
Must
while.
have happened. Man, must be.
All right, well, we're still 5-handed, and poor Kerfman can't beat Hoffman. But things get exciting when Hoffman has chips, I'll tell you that. He's still stacking them.
4 folds. Yeah, 160.
I'm surprised. I would never have guessed. You think Roush accidentally min raised it?
I don't know.
He says boat. I'm like, no way.
Oh God, no. How? Yeah, 6s? Yeah, what?
Does he have 8s?
Raising 3 with 6s. That's sick.
Blinds are 40, 80K.
Probably-
10K ante, right?
He's just never supposed to have not the best hand there. Ever.
Never.
Quit raising when I call. See, that's what it was. That's why he called, because maybe he would have called all in just because fed up, you
Ooh,
know?
Havlish.
That- wow, look, he's got the
Flop.
ones.
I
in
didn't
this one.
say
Can anybody? I don't know if he's going to get any action here, though.
I was hoping.
Kerfman, he might be fed up. He's got 9 big blinds, 10, 9 point.
Yeah, on the button, too. If it folds to him, he might
9.75
shove any
big
2
blinds.
cards there.
I hope he doesn't.
48.
He needs Hoffman to bet so he can get rid of that hand.
Stack my chips. I know you
We got to get Hoffman
Wow.
some
These
chips. This guy
guys.
makes
Limping,
moves, baby.
limping king 5 off. How much? Now the question is, how much do you raise to keep him in?
I'd
if
make
you're
it like
Havlish?
200K, but He's gonna fold, I
Oh.
think.
I don't
I don't know.
Let's get Hoffman more chips. This game's getting fun.
I'll tell you, if he called that much, honestly, I could consider going 280 here, actually, considering what he just did the last hand.
I would make it smaller, just so
I
he doesn't
disagree.
fold. You don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about telegraphing your bet sizing against.
Exactly.
So
For that reason, you can raise bigger, right? For that exact same reason, you can raise bigger. See?
Yeah,
If he makes it, I think if he makes it 300, he calls.
you're probably right.
he might. He's in there. He's in there to
Have
mix
a-
it up now.
Oh well, now he's got to check. Oh,
Okay.
this will be so interesting if a 6 comes here. He's got. I would check again.
Yep.
He didn't seem as if he was interested in the hand at all when he checked it. So
Just bet the minimum.
6 bets, 85.
I really believe Cavalish cost himself chips there. I really think he's supposed to make it 300, 350. I genuinely believe he's not folding. When you know your people aren't folding,
I mean, he's got a 900K stack. He doesn't have a pile.
I'm not saying what I would do, but I'm saying when you know your guy's not folding, I really believe he would have called 300,000.
Yeah, I mean, or even 225, 250. You know, I don't know. You need to go all the way to 300, but
And not only that, when you make it 300, you give him a wink. Just say, come on now. I want to see what you're going to call now.
I'm not your banker, so if you win this,
Kerfman's spot on too.
he's giving him
he
an
just
Andy
keeps
chip.
refilling Hoffman's stack.
Here we go. Ace Queen.
For Kerfman.
Okay.
He's just gonna shove and get through.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Or well, Hoffman might limp.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. He's down to 690 though. He might tighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
Again. He's got to get to that million mark. Then he can play any 2 cards.
everybody knows how many I have. $250.
4 raises at 250. Okay.
It's the only way I can win. Everybody folds. You know, too small. I like it.
All right, we've got Victor Hoffman out of Cedar Valley, Iowa, semi-retired. Got in through a satellite. His 3rd MSPT cash, first final table. John Kerfman out of Fish Hook, Illinois. The Farmer, 2nd MSPT cash, 2nd final table. His previous was a 3rd place finish. Max Havlish out of Coon Rapids. Works for Medtronic. 2nd MSPT cash, 2nd final table.
Okay. Jackson 9. Small,
I think
cut off
right-
for small blind.
Jonathan Hander and John
Who's first
Roush.
act of the Jacks.
Round
Oh,
one.
Ace King on the button.
Wow.
Nines is gonna get away.
We're going to get it
Max
all in
and
somewhere.
Hannah
or
are
another.
gonna play an all-in pot, I think.
Look at this.
Max isn't gonna want to though,
6 raises to 170.
but I don't think he has a choice. When he gets 3-bet, he's just gotta go all in.
Yeah.
Is there any chance here that Hanner will 3-bet and Roush will jam?
I think there's a very high likelihood
And
that
then
actually happens.
Havlish
I
might
think-
get away from this.
I think Roush is gonna fold when Hanner 3-bets. We on for this one?
No.
This is assuming Hanner 3-bets.
Uh-huh.
What in
Wow.
the world?
Look at this, and he's just going to snap
Yeah,
call the
because
Jacks.
he knows he doesn't have Queens Plus ever.
Yeah, that's a surprising raise. I don't like that raise.
He's not gonna snap call again. Same thing. Like he's gonna call.
He can't fold. That's such a bad raise. That's actually a mistake on Hanner's part, because if he actually wakes up with aces or kings here, I'm not saying the money might not get in anyway. And Roush did snaffle the 9s though.
I guarantee you that
What did he just say? I missed that. He said he's crushing
I
the
have
last
you
one?
crushed in a lot of spots here. I think he said
yeah.
he's like very ICM conscious. Though.
Yeah, and that's what I was just gonna say is that he's
That's why
factoring in who's left at this table and feels he knows where he is.
Whereas, like, I think the other three guys would have automatically called by now, and I still think you're supposed to call on this spot just because you
would've
could be up against
snapped,
tens so often here.
Yeah. He needs to call, like, whatever. I mean, ICM, whatever. You have 2 jacks. The guy does
laughing,
not have
he's
queens
go-
or better ever.
He's gonna fold this hand now.
And he has smaller pairs.
This is the power poker right here, though, for Hanner. He's spot on.
I think that was going to be what took you so long.
Hanner probably thinks he has 9s. Maybe 10s.
Yeah.
Okay, we have jacks against ace,
I pocket
king.
9s.
Alright, Jacoby. Let's have a flop.
I think this is the tournament here. I think if Hanner wins this, he's going to win the tournament.
Queen 4.
If not, I think these two get heads up.
All the other players are just like, ace, king, ace, king.
And a jack.
Wow. And Havlish's patience has really paid off here.
But you could, I mean, Havlish said all the right things there. He was on the right track, and the tough part is even when he's right, he's only almost a flip.
Yeah.
Nice hand, man.
So still a little bit of a gamble there against the chip leader. But it paid off big.
I don't know. I think I might have to.
Good drive home.
I like to call that one. Trying to scare you.
Yeah, Hanner did not have a positive mindset going into it. As soon as he called and he turned his hands over, he said, count your chips.
And so just like that, Havlish now
But I think ICM wise.
just about a
They're
2 to 1
sorry to interrupt you. They're talking about ICM right now.
ICM wise.
What's that mean?
Like.
I think a couple of guys don't know what that means.
I want to know what it means.
Master.
As a winner of a million circuit rings, you want to explain to the some of our audience who might not know what ICM is?
It still is 2 jacks, and that's why I'm in
It's the value of your chips in front of you. So, like, because they're shorter stacks, you don't want to bust before them. So Havlish was, what was he, second in chips to start that hand? Maybe third, really close to second
Yeah,
in
it was
chips.
very close, second and third place.
And he doesn't want to go bust before these 2 other guys that have 10 big blinds or less.
So Hoffman with the Jack 10, and Kerfman should just fold every time Hoffman's in a pot. Never works out.
I don't understand this min race here, but I mean it's a really confusing to me. I think,
I love watching Kerfman look at Hoffman like, God, I have no idea what's going on ever.
I mean Kerfman's supposed to call 80 here, but I think he's genuinely afraid to right now.
Yeah.
Like he feels like he's just gonna lose no matter what happens. Like he could flop quads and he's gonna find a way to lose the hand.
I'm surprised he didn't mention something about I know what you would do with this hand. Yeah, he's definitely fed up with him. They're fed up with each other, I think. Even though Hoffman should be happy with Kerfman.
The question is, I want to see if Havlish is going to start laying down the hammer now. I thought Hanner could have done a little bit more when he had the big stack. Not that I don't think he was really out of line too much, but I think there were a few other pots he could have stolen. He could have stolen probably about another 500,000, 700,000 in chips.
Yeah, and Hanner has played extremely well, except he did make a little bit of a mistake there, jamming that entire stack. But
So Havlish understands ICM, obviously, so he should also understand that the spot that he can put the other players in.
yeah,
But a lot of people who are so ICM conscious, they don't use their stack to put other people in ICM spots like they should.
well said.
Even if they understand it, they're still just waiting for the pay jumps.
Wow. Will Kerfman jam this time?
2 goals.
This to me is such an easy jam.
I think he's all in.
An incredibly easy jam here.
3 or 4 is all
I don't think it was that easy though.
6 goals.
It's gonna work. Kerfman gonna scoop the pot.
He's got to be just worried that he's going to lose the pot to him no matter what. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that easy because it's obvious that Hoffman does not like to fold. So
Well, maybe to jams he might not like to.
yeah, that's what he should have done
Yeah.
with the King Jack. He should have just went all in. I mean, he got in a dream spot
Yeah, decent. I couldn't call
the
it.
way he played it, but if he hadn't limped the button, Kerfman would have went all in. Max probably would have called.
I agree. I think that's a very high likelihood. Havlish, another premium ace king. Anybody else gonna
Let's
get
see
it?
what Kerfman has.
10
Okay,
This
line
is,
versus line. Just get him in there, boys.
he's gonna raise, and Hanner will. I'd love to see a limp jam.
I think Max is going to win this pot by the end of it.
Six raises to 200,000.
Any chance Hanner jams
Yeah, I definitely think there's
against
a
the
chance
chip
here.
leader? There's a very
I don't think he will. I think he's going to call. Is there any chance? Yeah, but he's just going to call. He already cut out calling chips, and now he's pulled them back, and he's thinking about shoving.
Yep, he's just gonna call.
Big calls.
Let's see a flop here.
I think Max probably thinks he has the best hand.
Great said the best hand a lot.
He's probably just betting to protect his equity, which means not allow Hanner to hit one of his live cards if, say, he had 10 Jack or something.
Sorry to interrupt, but Havlish is showing a lot of experience here with his bet size in here. You know, he's only betting about a quarter the size of the pot approximately. The people who understand really ICM and bet sizing more, and as years go on, this has become a lot more of a normal bet size as opposed to some of these other like really big bet sizes we've seen from about everybody else.
I think on this board, when Hanner calls, he's going to have to shut it down now on the turn.
Yeah, it's gonna go check turn.
A queen might be a card he might bluff,
Yeah,
but
for the most part, this goes check turn.
even like a 9-10 or Jack, he wouldn't have bluffed.
Six checks. Eight checks.
Now, for the most part, Hanner's capped that one pair for the most part. It's interesting. That's a cool card.
I think it's going to go check, and
Yep.
Hanner's going to win.
Wait a minute, you
Obviously.
said Havlish was gonna win this pot.
I changed my mind at this point.
Eight checks.
It ended up being a bad board and run out for him to do anything.
What would have happened though if he went for a pot size bet on the river there? I mean, he's pretty polarized to what, straights and nothing.
I don't know. I think Hanner would have thought long and hard for sure. It would have been tough for him to call though, you know.
I take it Hanner's probably well versed in ICM, similar to Havlish.
I think no.
So do you think Havlish is the only person at this table who's pretty well versed in it?
Hanner is more of a live cash player, read based, and just gonna whatever. I think Max is more of like an online tournament grinder, you know. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. a deuce for Hoffman. He found a hand he can fold.
Pretty
Over to Kerfman.
pretty automatic jam here, I think.
I think he's just gonna open, and then he's probably gonna raise fold, but not have to.
Four raises. 215. Six folds. 8 folds. 10 folds.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
There you see it. All 5 players guaranteed over 22,000 with 90,000 for first.
So tired, I can't do shit anymore. And you got all the chips. You might.
We are on hand 81 of this final table. These players started at 11 a.m. today. It is now closing in on it's about 10:30 local time. So about 11 and a half hours these guys have been playing today, and of course, most of them played 10 hours. You know, either 1A or 1B
Or both.
or both. Prior to today. So now we did get an extra hour of sleep last night with the fallback. Time change.
Where do you live? I don't think it was me.
Oh no. You guys neighbors?
I do, neighbor.
Y'all from around here.
6 folds.
And see, this will be interesting because Hoffman's not going to move all in here.
That's true.
Oh, it's limp. Now, again, this is a very easy spot for me with 2 limpers to move in here with the ace-8. I assume you'd move in here with the ace-8 as well?
Yeah.
It's a good nearly every time.
Yeah, I would be all in.
And it looks like everybody whiffs.
See, and I'm surprised Harry didn't limp. This is the type of board you want to fire on. Wow, look at this. Roush is going to just stone airball it.
10 bets, 175.
And it's going to work.
And Roush is showing some moves now.
Yeah, it picks up a pot there.
To me, that's a hand Hanner easily should have won by firing flop when it got checked on the flop.
6th place. Was it DQ?
Yeah, I think if you're limping the button there, you have to be limping to try to steal some boards,
That was the last person to start?
especially against those 2 specific players.
We played 500 for a while.
Yeah, they said it. They've been playing
guess you tried
5-handed for a while.
twice.
DQ Dan busted.
I had a lot of nicer neighbors.
Yeah, it was
It does
quite
feel
some
like
time
forever
ago.
ago, yeah.
Take you out. Try to take you out.
You had it pretty good, both.
The last one was pretty.
It's a little more brutal, yeah.
I about went cross-eyed when he said both.
I know.
And look at this. Hoffman gets the kings at the right time.
He's gonna limp the
He
king is
won't
blind.
die.
is blind.
No, he'll raise. Definitely going to raise.
Well, he just min
alligator
raised
blood.
with the Jack 10. He said, "I can't call because you raise every time."
Yeah.
So
8 folds. 10
Watch. Leader.
I'll bet. I want raise on a bet right now. And I'll lay 2 to 1.
okay, I'll take call. What's our score?
It's about to be 5-3.
Bad luck.
You look in the small blind.
2
not
raises
the
to
big blind.
160.
No way he
Min
considered
raise.
yeah.
You got me.
By the way, you made a bad bet. I would have laid 4 to 1. I really would have laid 4. 5 to 1. I don't think I could have. So now this makes no sense. Kerfing
He
folded
folded
Jack
Jack
8 off
8,
last time,
yeah.
but now he calls Jack 7 off.
Because it's the second time he's done it. Maybe the first time he was, I don't know.
I'm going to apologize to Kerfman here when he flops top pair and Hoffman moves all in.
He's gonna get him. He's gonna get lucky.
What do I call these things or not?
He's gonna get him. It's gonna be 6 of clubs on the turn.
Oh, I'm just scared to see what you're gonna turn over.
On a Jack 4-5 board, we have
Just a pair. Just a pair, he said.
7.
Just the pair.
I think Jack 7's gonna win.
I bet there's
No.
no sevens left in there. Is
Jack-
there?
I
I told you it was gonna be the
Look
six
at-
of clubs
he's
on
got-
the turn.
now he's got
he's
too
gonna
many
win.
outs.
He's
No,
not getting there.
he's
got
gonna win.
too
He's not
outs.
getting there.
It's
Feel about
He's
this.
got too many outs.
I think it's the three of diamonds.
He's not getting there.
Average.
What are we gonna get?
Is what it is.
It's an ace.
Told you, he's not getting there.
Oh.
Sometimes you're just owned, by someone.
Keep calling.
Why do you keep
Keep
calling?
calling.
Oh my gosh!
I will say this is
He
probably about
trolls
as
him on the way.
this is about as entertaining a final table as I've ever announced with you guys.
Why do you keep calling?
Boom! Yeah. That's the ultimate sweat card. Yeah.
I feel bad for Kerfman.
You're on. I just can't get you.
He acts much better than I would. I know that. That would have kept happening to me.
I knew I wasn't gonna rip.
When are you gonna figure it out? He asked him.
Why do you keep calling? What would Hoffman do without Kerfman at this table?
No, I don't got two pairs. I just got some kings in here.
Nah, just a pair of kings.
Yeah, I think Sabri saw kings because he likely would. If he didn't, he would have had an ace in his hand and hit the ace in the river. By the
Mine ain't
way,
working quite
Huh?
right anymore.
if he would have had no pair there, he probably would have had an ace high
Yeah,
and the ace
yeah,
would
he
hit the
probably
river.
would've got there.
So it would have been much more damaging. Oh no, it did get there. It would have been much more damaging.
Oh,
Oh my! This is
We got some
we got a
hands.
cool spot. All right,
Tanner raises,
gonna
Hoffman
raise.
calls.
Hoffman calls.
and Hoffman has over
And Havlish is
millions.
gonna raise big.
And we know when Hoffman gets a million chips, he doesn't ever fold.
No, yeah, he's calling.
Yeah,
That's why he keeps getting back down to
He's-
500.
You know what's going to happen? He's going to rate if he picks this up. He's supposed to raise about 600,000-700,000 here and jam every flop.
Who, Hoffman?
No, not him. Havlish.
He's got,
Yes, 175.
The funny thing is he's supposed to jam king queen.
he's got a
but
million.
He's going to just call.
He's never fold.
What?
What?
in the world? It's just you can't predict what's going on. This makes the situation a little more interesting for Max. He could just defend here.
I agree. Flatting ace king is not a bad option actually. All right, can you explain some of these hands? I don't know what's going on. I want to get in the mind of Hoffman.
You've been better on your guesses than I have, so I also have no idea. Brian's the only one that's 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Six raises, 500.
Think Hanner's ever capable of
No, he's gonna fold.
like that'd be a great spot for Max to have a complete airball. That's why they call me an ICM disaster, because if I was in Hanner's spot right there, I might just say all in.
But again, I think Hanner views himself as either the best or no worse than the second best. I think he views Havlish as the next. I think of the other 4 players, he definitely views Havlish as the best of those 4 players.
Yeah. That's
If he doesn't think Havlish is ever getting out of line against them, even with the chip lead, like I say, he might like.
I think so. Maybe you should be
Hoffman.
happy.
Did you hear that? So his wife's gonna be irritated that he's getting home so late. That's awesome.
Havlish
Havlish,
again
ace
with
king.
ace king.
Like close to here.
Kerfman might
Yeah, I
go,
think this is it
and
for
there's a
Kerfman.
9 gone too. Hopefully,
Yeah, it's hour and 45 minutes.
I was gonna say, Havlish asked if he lived close here. I'm like, nobody lives within 45 minutes.
yeah, pretty much.
Cedar Rapids, Dubuque, and
I think this is going to be it for Kerfman.
Yeah.
Can you see the bottom?
You're flipping up the back one. That guy just saw white, but
Oh, that's good. Where's all that?
Like, oh, ace king again.
it was, I couldn't see it, but it was like on the cusp of being able to see something.
So he's only gonna have 2 9s to hit here, or diamonds. Clubs won't be live.
So Kerfman, who has played well but has run into the buzzsaw that is Hoffman, is now
Kerfman might have a shot though. Now he could have a shot.
yeah, who is now
Although it would be
tournament life on the
semi-poetic
line here
queen jack
against
10.
Havlish.
We have a 6-tray jack.
Oh, and Havlish has the backdoor spade. He can kill the
There's
9 of
only
spades.
2 outs in the deck for Kerfman. That's not one of them. He needs a 9.
I like Kerfman.
He's got some personality.
He does.
Man, well, it's kind of sad to see because he ran real bad against Hoffman here today. But Kerfman is going to go out in 4th place from Fishhook, Illinois for 29,000. Oh, I'm sorry, 5th place, right? For 22,538. Congrats to John Kerfman. He's going to watch this another day and be equally
I don't
as
think
frustrated
he's not
as
gonna
he
watch
was
it. He's not
today.
gonna I mean, I don't know if he feels like he should have won the tournament, but I think he feels he deserved much more than 5th
Yeah,
place.
because for the first half of that final table, it looked like it was going to be Kerfman and Hanner.
It did look like they were on a collision course. But that's why the unpredictability of tournaments can be awesome.
Yeah, and just like that, we're down
Or
to
brutal.
4, and each one of these guys is guaranteed 30,000. 29.9.
This table's gonna be a lot.
All right,
less,
Hoffman has to find someone else now to take advantage of.
this table's gonna be a lot less entertaining now. Look
Again,
at it,
wow,
Ace King,
3 hands in a row.
That is unbelievable.
I think Roush will definitely defend here. I want to see if he has a reaction. Like, is that possible in real life? I think that only happened online occasionally.
Stoic. Great poker face right there.
Yeah, he's had a very good
You would
demeanor.
never know that he just had Ace King for the 3rd time in a row.
I don't think he's gonna. I feel like the Roush is gonna hit the top pair here.
Roush has been the quietest of the bunch, but he has made a couple of moves to pick up some chips in key spots.
I feel very confident Roush hits the top pair, and he's gonna overplay it but win the hand. Like he'll check raise as opposed to just check calling. Nope.
So Havlish hits the king. Still a gut shot for Roush. Neither one has a heart. The suit.
$160, right? He's gonna bet about smaller than when he raised pre-flop.
So this is like 135, I think. 140.
See, it's that. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm a very big fan of that bet size.
He's going to get the call.
Hello, top 2. And here comes the bluff.
Oh,
This
it's
is
going
beautiful.
to open
You're sitting
bluff
Havlish.
into him.
See, this fish makes no sense.
300,
Like what hand is he gonna-
325.
He's gonna just flat here too. He will never
yeah,
raise.
he's, of course, just calling. Roush has 925 left. You think he ever pulls the trigger on the river, or he gives it up?
I think he will pull it actually.
The only thing is
I'll say when he moves in. I'll say if a queen hits the river and he moves in and he gets snap called, he's gonna be like, what the heck just happened?
yeah.
See, this
he
comes
does
from
call.
someone who's very experienced. Hatbush is probably the most experienced tournament player, actually by a wide margin.
And he doesn't like to see the heart, of course.
No, but he's still gonna call.
yeah.
He's gonna call. He might take him a minute, but he's gonna call.
Yeah, I don't think he's folding.
He's got $1 million. He does
good.
call. And it's going to be good, and that's going to be the end of the line for Roush. Just like that.
Roush, I mean, there's a good river for Roush to do it still,
Yeah.
you know?
Nice hand.
Just,
He had some heart, he fired
yeah,
into
you
it,
could see he
and,
wasn't afraid to make some courageous plays with the
Now, we're in an
jacks.
interesting.
He check raised earlier, then he c-bet with bluffs quite a few times.
Yeah, and
so.
he was making big bet. I mean, he could have bluffed. He could have bluffed much smaller bluff sizes.
And it's fun to see when you got a great player like Havlish how good he is at picking up what spot he's in almost all the time.
I won't remember either one of your names. I remember your faces, but I won't remember your name.
But congratulations to John Roush out of Cedar Falls, Iowa. He's going to go home. This is his 3rd MSPT cash, first final table. He's going to go out in 4th place for $29,914. That's it's a nice weekend.
So, Farboy, who was intending to ladder, busts 5th after 2 hours of 5-handed play, and then right behind him in line at the payout cage is someone else. That's probably going to be frustrating too. The very next hand, somebody else busted.
This will be interesting.
And
now,
still standing, who's been down to 5 big blinds about 17 times, Victor Hoffman.
The interesting thing I want to see 3-handed is if Havlish starts hammering on.
He should raise every hand.
Not that he's more supposed to hammer down on
Hanner?
Yeah, on Hanner.
Yeah, well, here.
Well, this might get...
In fact,
Hoffman
he's
might
supposed,
be
he's
heads
supposed to
up here
jam
in a
on him.
second.
This is what he's supposed to jam on him because he knows, he understands the ice. I think he might know all the intricacies of ICM, but the idea of just going out before him for 60,000 when he knows he's, well, look at that. He won't call off sixes here because he's like, well, he's going to risk it with this guy only with the guys who
Right.
they believe is a much inferior player.
Yep, I agree.
What was it?
1,780,000.
That's
He's looking
too-
to
that's
see how
too
many
much.
chips in play. Like they'd be.
He knows if he wins the spot that he wins the
Yeah.
tournament, though.
Have you
I think
seen
I might call in this
what?
spot for that reason.
Doubting Hoffman.
Well, I mean,
I would
he would
usually
sell the.
fold
I
this
think would he
spot.
sell the chip? Yeah, I think he's supposed to fold here.
I would usually fold this spot, but you can lose this hand and still be 60% to win the tournament, or you can win this
Yeah.
hand and be like 98% to win the tournament, you know?
Wow.
Hoffman's rooting for a showdown, obviously. He does
Wow.
make the call.
I'm not sure if I like the call.
Jack for John Hanson.
I like it.
Pocket sixes for Max.
I usually
Wow,
would
this
fold
is
to that
huge.
size shove with sixes.
Yeah.
This is
and Hoffman's,
huge right
Hoffman's
here.
like, is this?
Yeah. And,
Look at Hoffman's reaction.
and the next hand,
I know what the Sixers are going to win because I think Hoffman's destined.
Deuce, Jack, 8.
Okay, Hanner
he's putting the
hits.
6 up. He must have a spade. Oh, all spades.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got the 6
you
of
were right.
spades.
And a spade.
Queen of spades. It's
Oh,
over.
wow. Tough break there
And
for
we're heads
Hanner.
up. This could take forever with...
I think this is going to be a very quick and
Max
No,
Havlish
Hoffman
eliminates
is
Jonathan
unbeatable.
Hanner in third place. Hanner will take home $40,568, and Havlish is on a roll. And who would have thought that Victor Hoffman, the way things have gone this final table, would now be playing heads up for $90K and a trophy.
They played 5-handed for how many hands do you think?
A long
about
time.
a little over an hour.
Do you know what hand number
No,
this
no, it
is?
wasn't two. It wasn't two.
Does it say what hand number this is? This is hand number 86.
86, yeah.
So
I think
I would
we're-
guess about 50 hands of, maybe a little less,
I don't recall, yeah.
of 5-handed play. And then then 3 hands in a row we lost a player.
So here we go. We've got Victor Hoffman out of Cedar Valley, Iowa, against Max Havlish out of Coon Rapids, Minnesota. The chip lead is,
I don't drink tequila though.
what, almost 8-1? Let's take a look here. Well, there you see it.
I was the big blind, but I didn't know how it worked. I got down to
Both these players are guaranteed just shy of 56,000.
I was, yeah. No, that's fine. I just, good luck.
Thank you. Good luck to you, Vic. Oh, no.
I mean, you never know what's going to happen here in these things, but Havlish has played phenomenal.
Played,
He's right there, and Hoffman with the 7-4 going to fold.
Hoffman said it's been a long time since I played heads up.
412.
I wonder if he's ever played it. So
Maybe in a cash game at the end of the night, people leave. Who knows? Let's look him up. What was his first name, Brian?
Victor Hoffman or Max Havlish?
Victor.
Yeah, look it up. Well, this is Victor's third cash, his first final table.
And there's local tournaments that don't get reported on here too, where he could have been heads up in those as well.
Though I would argue most local weekly tournaments rarely ever play
Yeah,
heads
they
up.
never
They
get heads
chop
up.
well
Yeah,
before.
that does
I mean,
happen
I don't
a
even
lot.
know many $100 tournaments that where they don't chop anymore 5-6 handed. So Havlish jams this. I mean, it wouldn't shock me to see Hoffman call here with the Queen
I
5
think he's
suited.
supposed to call off actually.
It's a pretty close spot.
Yep, it
I
is
think
a close
he's got to look for
spot.
spots where he can gamble 40-60. I mean, maybe it's everything short of all-ins.
I think if,
I mean,
if he
online,
folds-
this would be the standard play would be the jam.
I think if he folds like one more hand, I think then Max will just start shoving every hand.
I don't want to jinx anything, but we're probably close to having the fastest ever Meskwaki final table. It didn't seem like that way when we were 5-handed, but we've had final tables here at Meskwaki that have gone till 2-3 in the morning multiple times. It is currently 10:45. I I hope I didn't jinx Havlish, but Hoffman is certainly capable of doubling up here and making a run at this thing. If it was Kerfman, Hoffman would be the favorite.
He would be, yeah, even with these chip counts.
Yeah.
3-4 diamonds limp.
He's definitely limping.
Queen deuce off.
You're down
all
5-3.
in.
You're gonna need to find a bet soon
If
enough.
he limps, I think Max shoves.
No, I don't think he will. I don't think he needs to take unnecessary chances.
I agree. He's going to be slightly careful. He's got him so buried right now.
There's no reason to take an unnecessary chance and just jam randomly 10 bigs with queen deuce off against someone who you perceive as not as good or as experienced as you.
He's raising. We won't get to find out what he would have done.
No.
Anybody know what Havlish's hat stands for? I don't know what
I
that
think
symbol
it's
is.
Zoo York.
Okay.
ZY.
Just out of
I don't even.
curiosity.
I think it's like a clothing company or something.
Okay. The blinds will go up, and well, looks like we'll have one more hand, and then they'll go up to 5,100.
I think that's better for Max, even though like deeper stacks he's gonna have more of an advantage. But I think the faster that he can blind off the shorter stack is better.
The people at home 15 minutes ago are watching five-handed poker. So that's how fast we just went from 5 to 2.
Yep. 50 and 100, still 10K on these guys.
I'll never complain when these final tables get over for me to hit bar time.
Play cash.
Which is 1 o'clock here in Iowa. I got 2 hours, probably got an hour of cleanup. Get up in the morning, drive home. How far is the drive for you, Josh?
Right at 4 hours.
Yeah,
it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's about 3 to 3.5 for me. If I don't stop, I can do it in probably 3 hours. I got a full tank of gas.
How far was it? Where's the game? Iowa City?
Yeah, it was,
How far
in
was it
1
today?
hour. Exactly an hour, yeah.
Just over an hour, about an hour
Yeah.
10.
So there you see it, Havlish versus Hoffman. Max feeling pretty good right now, but it's never over till it's over. I've seen these things turn like you wouldn't believe.
If I was Max, I would shove any 2 cards on him right here. The first double up, I wouldn't be too worried about giving him. After that, I would be cautious.
Well,
Fair
there
versus
it
fair.
is.
This will
This is
definitely
it.
be it.
Unless Hoffman can hit a 3.
Sixes has been his hand.
Yeah.
Icon. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go, he
We
says.
got 6-6 versus 3.
I really like Havlish's
If-
demeanor, by the way.
if
Oh,
Hav-
even a little smile.
He did smile
Yeah,
there
if
a little bit.
Havlish
Little
can
smile.
fade a 3, he's going to be the MSPT Meskwaki champion. That's a good flop
Wait,
for
no,
him.
No, that's actually a bad flop. He, no matter what happens, he can't draw him dead. So even if a 6 hits, now he goes from 2 outs to 4 outs.
And 9.
All right, now there's 2 outs, 2 red 3s in the deck. Otherwise, Havlish is going to be the champ.
And a queen.
And that's it. So Havlish made pretty cool, smooth sailing from 5-handed to becoming the MSPT champion. And I got to get my sheet. So Max Havlish, event 111 here at Meskwaki Casino, is going to be the champ. He's going to take home $90,152. His second final table. His last one was for $42K. Congratulations to Max Havlish. And of course, congratulations to a competitor, Victor Hoffman, taking home $55,730 for his runner-up finish. And he grinded this entire final table and put up a good fight. But in the end, Havlish takes it down. So, gentlemen, once again, Brian Molesky, Josh Reichert, Adam Friedman here in the booth. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. It was definitely an entertaining final table to watch.
Very entertaining.
Very cool.
Big thank you to Meskwaki Casino putting on another great show and having us back again. We will be here 3 more times in 2018. Get out to msptpoker.com. Check out all the upcoming events. And we'll see you real soon. Thanks for watching.